I refuse to speak. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think that's going to be a problem today.
Yeah, I noticed. Believe me, there's no doubt about it. I speak for this part though because it's the weather.
Okay.
Morning showers ending during then part. Did you see these storms down south of us?
No.
They're huge. I don't think they're going to get here though. Luckily, I think they're going to kind of fall apart by the time they get here. But my God, southern Minnesota's getting hammered. Mm-hmm. Morning showers ending, then partial sun with isolated afternoon thunderstorm, a high of 78. Tonight, evening thunderstorms or a shower, then mostly cloudy, a low of 60. On Friday, partially sunny with scattered showers at times, with a high of 78. Saturday, breezy and occasional showers. So it's kind of like an occasional deal right now. Is that what they're saying, basically?
Yeah.
And then on Mother's Day, an early shower. What?
This is exciting.
Is this your first one?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So, of course, apocalypse now weather.
This weather sucks because of Brittany.
Brittany's a mom now.
Brittany's a mom.
Hell has frozen over.
The weather suck. So Mother's Day.
Yeah.
An early shower, then gradual clearing. So not bad. 76 and clearing.
I'll take it.
Take that one. Right now it's raining and 60 degrees. But high about 78. We'll keep an eye on the weather all morning. All right, I'm going to hand it off to you so you can introduce our special guest.
But it's sunny here in the studio.
Oh, God.
Because Allie's in town.
Hey.
You might know Allie from such things as the 93X Morning Show. What's the one in Chicago?
Q101.
Q101. Or
W.
OnlyFans.
At OnlyFans, and I worked at a station in Santa Barbara for a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Oh, and Radio K when I was in high school.
Radio K.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
Radio K.
she walked her dog a lot at Bryn Mawr, so her and Reggie, you might know her for that as well.
That's right. I know. I apologize in advance. Or I probably already apologized
profusely.
for my dog.
Good God.
Or my best friend.
Alex is going to be deeply hurt.
I would consider Alex my best friend as well. I'm one of those people that does
one
that
of those.
name.
It's okay to have a lot of best friends.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm still working on it with Rudy. Like, I want him to say BFF, but he's, like, on the fence about
Don't
it.
do it, Rudy. You'll
Dudes-
ruin everything.
Dudes don't have best friends. You have friends, you have
I see.
acquaintances. We don't have best friends.
Rudy,
Ever.
am I your best friend?
No, you're my friend. I love you.
No.
And we go way back. We've had some crazy times together.
Yeah.
I don't have best friends.
We have. You guys, Rudy and I actually go back very far, further than Brittany and I do.
Tell us. Not like I'm jealous at all, but tell me.
I can hear it in your voice. When I first started at 93X, I was very scared, and I had some people tell me that I shouldn't work there because people were mean,
Oh, really?
and they were correct.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, take that over.
excited Tom is when you shots fired.
Yeah, shots fired. No, they don't. Those people don't even work there anymore. But it wasn't like a friendly vibe, so I was extremely scared, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. That was the advice I got. Just don't talk to anyone.
What a
Really?
weird world that would be. Like,
I know.
put your head down for 10 hours a day.
And that's what I did for 6 months, wasn't it, Rudy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Every day came in very sheepishly.
Yeah.
Went to
Really?
a cubby, got her production, went in the other room, didn't talk to anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Rudy one day he goes, you know.
Is that how I sound?
Yeah.
Actually, whoa, who said that?
You know, it's okay to talk. We can be friends. And so Rudy sort of broke that
Ice
bread.
queen moment.
Yeah, yeah, he broke my ice queen moment, and
Ice queen.
he became one of my first friends there, and we're still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I come to Chicago, Allie blows me off. That's how good a friend. I know
Very
you don't. No,
nice.
I'm
You're
kidding,
staying
obviously.
in my apartment suite.
I know. Obviously I'm kidding. No, I love hanging out with you, and I'm so glad that you're here today.
Oh, thank you, Rudy. And I was telling Tom beforehand, I was like, Tom, you have a super group. These are my favorite people I've ever worked
Please
with.
don't tell him that. Now I got to pick it. Oh, God. It's going to be horrible.
This is the best day of my life.
Jesus, Palomino.
But Rudy gave me a birthday present once. And I don't know. I think you said, and not to be weird, but he was like, I don't have a ton of money right now, Allie, but I made you something personal from the heart. Mm-hmm. And he framed it for me, and it was a cartoon.
A cartoon.
And I found it as I was cleaning out my closet.
It's a good place for it.
Just... It may or
Hey,
may
it
not-
was a walk-in.
Rudy, I've moved a lot, okay? Just like I'll find it. You guys keep talking, but yeah. So I'm very jealous of your setup, Tom. You have such an amazing crew here.
Move back to
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
They're barn burners, no doubt about it. Fantastic. magnificent. I love radio people, as you know.
I know.
There's no question about
we
it.
both do.
I think all four of us do. To tell you the truth.
That's why we're like in a building with no other radio people.
There is that.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. So now you still live in Chicago.
Here, I found it. I'll let you
found
read
the
it.
picture?
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I got to put my glasses on. I'm gonna read.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? A liver? What is that?
He made a little cartoon for me
Oh, it's a
for my
cartoon.
birthday. Yeah.
That's
here it
really.
It might not really ring
that sweet?
true with a lot of people, but it was definitely a joke that Allie and I had, an ongoing joke many, many times.
We would get each other
so-
gift cards all the time for birthdays or something.
Yeah.
And we'd write in extra zeros.
So instead of a $5 gift card, I would give her a $500,000 gift card
yeah.
to Caribou Coffee.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
No, 5,000, not 500,000.
Yeah.
I'm reading
Yes.
it right here.
Yeah.
That's amazing. See, that's so. How do you not call that person your best friend? It feels
See?
so good, Rudy.
Was I not a best friend?
We do things that best friends would do. I just don't give anybody that tag best friend
And
ever, yes.
Rudy, I'm just warning you. When we hear that, all we hear is challenge accepted.
Yep.
We will break
Yep.
you
We're going to
down.
buy you presents this weekend and buy all your beers.
I won't even do that. I'll just be like, hey, why not? I'll just use emotional sabotage.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what it says. There's a man talking to a woman.
That looks like Rudy and I. Yeah.
Cartoon people.
Yeah. Cartoon people.
Happy birthday, Allie. Here's a gift card. Wow, Rudy, $5,000 to Target. And then the next thing, she's smiling, and he's not. And then we move on to, you wrote in the last 3 zeros, didn't you? And he said, yep. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
That's really cute.
There it is
And-
right there.
I'll frame it in my next apartment, Rudy, or put it up on the wall.
Oh, not Andrew Schultz. Charles Schultz was very jealous of that
Yeah,
cartoon. It
he
was
was.
very Peanuts-esque. Yes.
Is that house in St. Paul still, does it still have all the cartoon characters and all that stuff all over it?
I don't know. That's a
haven't
great
seen
question.
I think it did, I know, for a long time. So I don't know if it still does or not, but they're like drawings on all. Somebody bought the house and there are these beautiful cartoons on all the walls and everything.
Are you a Peanuts fan?
I love Peanuts.
I could see you owning one of those statues for some reason. I know that's like not your vibe to be eccentric, but like something about it is like nostalgic and cute, and I could
No,
see
I do
you
love that stuff.
Yeah.
I only have a statue of Catherine, though. That's the only statue that I have, you know.
That's just her.
She might be awake. So.
Her and her body.
Good call.
Well, you know what she did to me? She's gone for 3 days. She comes home, and I said, you know, I really hate it when you're gone. And she goes, too bad. Oh, okay.
So,
Okay. That's how it's going to go.
but they can't be two like that. Like you can't have two in the relationship that
Yeah.
are Tom-esque. Like,
Yeah.
and I lean more on the Tom side than like Justin is more of a Catherine. He'll
Oh,
like
yeah. So
yeah.
we both got stiffed?
Yeah, like we're both the emotional one.
Yeah.
And if there was two of us in the relationship, we'd be the worst.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was so funny. So I was working with when the show first started, and Tom was back here, and Catherine was in Florida, and Tom has been pouting all week. No, Catherine's not home. Just every morning.
I hate it.
Every morning
do.
he's
I hate
pouting,
it.
and I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, okay, whatever. And then I call Catherine to like set up Tom's computer because he's about to head back to Florida. And I was like, hey, yeah, don't worry, he's coming back soon. She's like, meh,
I know. It's like, okay, that's great.
meh.
You know what it is, though? Someone always has to be the one to be chased still. She's got to leave that little mystery.
Look, the best thing she ever said to me is that one of the first times she did this to me, so this is a long time ago. We're driving along, and by the way, I never drive with her anymore. She always drives.
Yeah.
Always.
Okay.
I could see that
Which
dynamic.
is fine. I
Yeah.
don't care. That's
Yeah.
fine with me. Because I might be a little too aggressive and angry behind the wheel. There's a possibility.
I love how
I
outside
can't
chance.
see that in your personality
No,
whatsoever.
no.
Also, I love that we're pretending like you turn that off when you're a passenger.
That's a good point. It's a very good point. But her
break!
one of my favorite things she ever did was we're driving. It was Highway 12 at the time. It was not 394. And this guy literally cut me off, almost clipped my front bumper. I mean, it's that close. So I went off the deep end a little bit. And I'm honking at him and motioning to him to pull over. And she goes, Tom, why don't you let me handle this? What I'll do is pull up next to him. Then I'll signal he can pull over. And then he'll pull over and we'll pull over. And you can kill him.
See? The only way to handle crazy is be crazier.
Thanks, honey. I really appreciate it. So I started laughing, of course.
course.
That's why you now keep a gun in the glove box.
No.
No, trust me, by law, he's not. No.
Should I tell her my story about picking up the trike for Sagey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sage was one of this little. He's my 4-year-old now.
Yeah.
Grandson, and he wanted a new trike because he got too big for the one he had. Right. So he wants a new trike, and Catherine sees one online. So there's one for sale. It's brand new, and it looks like it's brand new anyway, and it's only $25. I said, well, why don't we go to the store? She goes, no. I said, why not? She goes, well, it's not at a store. It's at a private house, and it's at 36th in Chicago, right? So I said, oh, I'll go get it. She goes, you're going to go get it? I said, yeah, I got no problem with that. It's not a big deal. So you had to go up about 10 stairs to get up. You know those houses that you go up the flight of stairs, and then you go through the front door?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I see the trike up there. So I go up there, and they told me, leave the money cash in the mailbox. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So I put $25 in the mailbox. I close it. I grab the trike. I go down, and I'm putting it in the trunk of the car. And this young urban gentleman walks by me, and he goes, hey, let me ask you a question. I said, yeah, what's that? He goes, what kind of gun is that in your pocket? And I said, it's a .357 Magnum. Why? And he goes, that's what I thought. And he kept moving. I will never forget that as long as he was going to rob me, but then decided maybe not to do it. You know what I
He
mean?
was like,
He's a
clear.
connoisseur.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
It's like when I can tell what brand Brittany's wearing. Like, that's definitely Target.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
there you go.
No, I'm wearing Target too.
no, I know,
Yeah.
but I was gonna say, like, that's a connoisseur, and we always give people a hard time not knowing their craft. And that man knew his craft.
He did.
Like by
Made
the
a good
shadow
decision.
of your. Yeah, that is impressive.
Well, and plus the fact, well, you were in the Army, so you would understand this, that if you asked me what kind of gun is that, you put your hand on the gun.
Automatically.
Because if you saw it, I got to put my hand on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the look on his face, it was like, that's what I thought. And just walked away.
I like a thief with curiosity.
Yeah, that's really good, isn't it? You're absolutely right.
And conversational skills.
Yeah,
Like, I love that.
Well, there's a possibility if it was only a 22, he would have still come after me. You know?
True.
But a .357 Magnum is going to be a pretty big hole in your chest. That's over a trike? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Right?
Must have been a really nice trike.
Oh, it is.
You're a good grandpa.
It's a beauty. I don't.
a
I'm
beauty.
just assuming, because I'm not revealing it, because you don't know who lives or who this was. I'm kind of thinking that the person who sold it to me maybe didn't buy it. If you know what I'm saying.
What was that joke? Oh, what's that joke? Oh, that one.
It's
you know it. I'm pretty sure I've heard it from you, or we heard it from a stand-up comedian that came into town.
No, it was because I told this to someone. Every time I see somebody, she laughs about that joke to this day.
Yeah. Oh, that's like hitting me. I'm having.
I grew up in North Minneapolis.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I go, what does an average North Minneapolis kid get for Christmas? And the answer is your bike.
That always made us laugh so hard. He must have done it in studio, and we were
We
dying.
did, yeah, we did it in
That's
studio.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Some people didn't like it. They thought, oh, that's very negative. It's like,
Okay.
it's true. It's not negative. It's the
Yeah.
truth.
It's also it's a ridiculously silly joke.
Yeah,
I
it's
love it.
not meant to hurt.
Well, no, I actually did mean to hurt people with it, but it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out
We
properly.
shoot to kill here.
Listen,
Yeah.
you. get
Listen,
out
you,
of my
you,
damn
Chicago,
way.
you think you're a big deal? Chicago walking in here?
Yeah.
Honest to God.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
This is so. So now I got to ask you,
Uh-huh.
what are you going to stay away from radio and start getting into podcasting?
No, I mean, I would. Here's the thing about podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have such a following. You just did it, and you did it while you were still on the air.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I've been doing 11 years now.
Yeah. So, and you've been doing it forever. So, if I picked it up right now, it would be like, what would the topic be?
It's the future, though.
Do you know what I'm saying?
telling you.
Like, what would Brittany and I talk about?
You're going to talk together? Oh, okay, good. Thank you. You're going to take her away?
I mean,
Thank
eventually.
God.
I would do both.
Oh, damn it.
Double dip.
I've gained nothing. She could double dip. That's real nice.
I mean, you do 2 shows.
I do 2 shows. You're absolutely right. You could do 2
Yeah.
shows. You guys do all the shows you want. I don't care.
I'm
As long as
gonna-
you show up.
I can see that being a dream. I could see you doing that well. I know you want to do voiceover
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do
It's
that.
like almost like I wish we knew somebody who has mastered that field and could help you.
You know what's funny
You're hilarious.
is
Okay.
my boyfriend.
He's attacking us, Rudy.
Again, what a flex. My
Backing us.
boyfriend.
My boyfriend.
Maybe you've heard of him.
He knew this girl in college well, and maybe too well, but that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Well, how old's the baby now?
6.5.
There you go. Touchdown.
But she is like the #1 VO agent in LA for cartoons.
Really?
And I go, can you make me an introduction? And he goes, no.
Why not?
Did he burn that bridge by accident?
Burned the bridge.
Oh no!
man.
Why did he say no?
Because he burned the bridge.
Because something happened that
Something
Oh, you mean,
Yeah.
it was on his end. Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
I was like,
I
you
thought
were
he
a
said-
bad boy at Madison, and now I'm paying for it.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gulp.
that'll happen.
Yeah.
God, I don't know if any of the people I used to work with in Chicago are still even around. That the family was A+ was a great agency. And there's so many great things happening in Chicago voiceover.
Yeah.
At least there used to be. I assume there still is.
Yeah.
It's a great business down there. I mean, I learned a lot down there.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't
question.
wouldn't be opposed to getting back into radio again. So
Radio, really?
I mean, that's why we're all here, all 4 of us, right?
Well, let me put it this way, though. And I'm not going to mention any names, but there's one company that's not going to go broke in the next 5 years, and that's a fact.
Does it start with an H?
Might. It just might. The debt in that business now is massive. And I'm not just talking about Minneapolis, St. Paul. It's everywhere. I mean,
No.
billions of dollars in debt.
Yeah, well, ever since whatever that act was that passed in what was
Yeah.
it, the 2010s?
Yeah, the payola thing or whatever. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
It was just about how many radio stations a
Oh.
company could own.
Yes, the monopoly
Yeah, yeah.
thing.
So
Yes,
they
yeah.
bought up a bunch, and they used it with money that they didn't have.
That's correct.
And a lot of it is offshore. So then suddenly what happens is everything becomes, people and things become like dollars and cents on a piece of paper, like
That's-
most businesses.
No, you're right.
However, I think that there are some companies maybe that start with an H, like look at people and see
Talent,
talent and
yeah.
opportunity and value.
I'm now 100 years old. You believe that? Honestly, Hubbard's 100 years old. now.
Wow.
That's crazy.
There's a great photo when you walk through the when you walk through the hallways of Hubbard. There's this amazing photo of the first time they ever did a live sports broadcast.
Oh, cool.
How
And-
old was I? Thank you very much. Great to be here.
It was actually your baby carriage.
Yeah, it was my baby carriage.
But in the photo,
100 years ago.
they have a guy he's golfing, and there's like a sports guy who's got a microphone in his hand, and they are walking around with like a transmitter. And a transmitter, they didn't have a cart back then that could go over like the golf course.
Yeah.
So they borrowed a baby carriage. And they put the transmitter in the baby carriage, and they followed the golfers on the course. And that was the first time a sports broadcast had ever been put over a radio station anywhere. And that picture hangs. It's this giant photo, and it hangs in Hubbard. And every time I walk past it, I'm like, you know what? Listen, I don't know where I would be without Hubbard, but I know where Hubbard would be without me. And that is exactly at this spot right here.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
That's a good realization.
Yeah.
Well, it is true.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. But I'll be very, very honest with you about this. And I loved being in radio. I was in radio for 52 years. Well, I was at Capitol, I guess, for 7 years. So I was actually in radio for 45 years, kind of that 7 years in between. And it breaks my heart that I will tell you, and I've been very open about this, and that's why people get so pissed off at me. The management that took over radio sucks so badly. These people have no idea what the hell they're doing. Why did they let that happen? I just don't get it. Yeah, wouldn't you want somebody who knows what the hell the business even is?
Yeah, I think, and Brittany, you can attest to this too, but it's a lot of people that were DJs, right? And then they get promoted.
A lot of times, yeah.
Yeah, so it's...
you know how smart DJs are.
Well, I'm an idiot.
I'm not saying that at all. I said most, not all.
But you know how powerful it is to know you're an idiot?
Oh, yeah.
That does help.
It is super helpful. If you
Does
walk
help.
into situations and you know that you probably are the dumbest person in the room, that in itself is powerful.
It's powerful.
Because there's a lot of idiots walking around thinking they're the
they're
smartest
smart.
person in the room. And I go, you got an uphill battle, sir.
I will tell you, honest to God, because we're going to go to break, but I'll close with this is a Ginny Hubbard story. I still call her Ginny Hubbard. I know her name is Ginny Morris, but I'm not calling her that.
Yeah.
I've known her for too long. It's still Ginny Hubbard, right?
Yeah.
So I'm doing a speech at some convention, radio convention or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And Dan Seaman's there, and Ginny's there, right? So I look over and I go, oh, my God. Can't believe Ginny's there. Because I've known her since she was like 8 years old. So I'm up on stage, and I'm doing this deal. And I said, I gotta point this woman out. She's a dear friend of mine, and she really is. Ginny and I are really good friends. So I said, she's a dear friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen from Hubbard Broadcasting. Here's Ginny Hubbard. And she just kind of waves, and I said, really nice story about this that you love about Ginny. Ginny once fired me when she was 8 years old. And she goes, I was 2.
Wrong again, sir.
Wrong again, brother. No, I was 2 when I got rid of you.
That's hilarious.
So that's the kind of company I'm really... Look, my years, 37 years at KQRS, there were so many great times.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And like how lucky.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And radio is such an interesting medium where it's not based on how you look.
No, it's not.
None of us.
Why
would
did
be
you point at
successful.
me when
That
you said
felt
that? She was like this.
aggressive. Agreed.
It's not based on how you
Tom
look.
over here.
It's
Allie
like,
over here.
Jesus, pal.
Don't even come over here.
Luckily, it was up on
no,
camera.
No, do not.
Rudy.
I just look up at the screen and I realize everybody on the planet just saw you go, and then this asshole.
I know.
It's like, okay.
Do you know? Can I show you the name on this show today,
Okay,
sir or
yeah.
ma'am?
I'll call her
but
sir from now on.
What
I
I'm
want that.
saying is you are successful based on what's inside your heart and your head and all those things, right?
That
and
is so true.
That is
Yeah, I
what's
suppose
most
that's true.
important, you
Isn't-
know? And it's cool that you were able to get, I don't know.
No.
You were...
The connection Tom's been able to make with people, and that's always what I was like. I strive so hard to do that. Like I know that I suck at so many things, but watching you, I know this. Okay,
Nothing.
nobody's hired me for my A, B, and C.
Right.
But like watching you and actually make sincere connections with your listeners, like that's when you go, whatever happened at KQ, you have that. You have that connection
Yeah, oh,
with your
yeah.
listeners. And like nobody can ever take that.
You are correct, man. That's a very, very good point that I do love. I've never had to suck up to listeners or whatever. I run into them. I still every day run into people because when I left the Q, they told everybody on the news that I was retiring, which they knew wasn't true, but they did it anyway. And I still have to deal with that because a lot of people, most people think I'm retired. I'll fight through it, and it'll be fine.
You'll
But
never retire.
I'm never going to retire.
No.
There's no way.
No.
Catherine wouldn't let me. You're not sitting here all day. It ain't going to happen. You go and do what? Get a paper route.
Do you golf?
I haven't in 6 years, but I just took my first lesson 2 days ago, so I'm going to start again.
Oh, okay. I just started learning because I have some free time. Rudy golfs.
Quite
Yeah,
a
he
bit.
does quite a bit. Yeah, it's true. No, I literally didn't golf for 6 years because it was not fun. It was just every day was just a huge pain in the ass. I mean, it was.
But when you're not sleeping, okay, we have to break so bad, but when you're not sleeping, life is hell.
She starts talking and goes, we should break, but I'm going to talk.
I
instead."
interrupted myself
You're
for
a
it.
disaster.
Well, that has nothing to do with this.
Don't you have any colorful outfits?
I'm trying to bring the warm weather.
She's trying to like tone it down to
Manifest
Yeah, it was a good idea.
weather.
Yeah, it's really dialed back from usual.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break just so Brittany doesn't get pissed off at me. It'll be wonderful. Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching the MyPillow 2.0. When Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he discovered a new technology. Makes MyPillow even better, as a matter of fact. The MyPillow 2.0 has patented adjustable fill, the original MyPillow, and now with a brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread, the MyPillow 2.0 is the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0. Buy one, get one free offer with promo code TOM. MyPillow 2.0, with its temperature-regulating technology, is 100% made in the USA and comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0. Buy one, get one free offer. Just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best pillow ever. Enter promo code TOM or call 800-516-5146 to get your MyPillow 2.0s now.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw & Bryant.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
Hi, this is Tom Barnard. If you've been listening, you know I'm a fan of Nissan vehicles. I own an Altima. My son and daughter-in-law both own Nissans, and we bought them all at Walser Nissan stores here in the Metro. They hang their hats in Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. So why is Walser different than other Nissan stores? And why should you absolutely go there this month? Tell them I personally sent you to lease or buy your next vehicle. First, there's Walser Care, a complimentary powertrain warranty that will keep you covered for miles to come for free at Walser Nissan. This month, you can score 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Nissans, or you can lease the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder S for only $269 a month. You'll need to tell them you want the Tommy B deal, of course. That's understood. So, not just Nissan, but Walser Nissan, Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. Don't forget to let them know the Tom Barnard family sent you and ask for the Tommy B deal. Go to walser.com and select the Walser Nissan store nearest you.
$269 per month for 24 months, 10,000 miles per year, $5,900 due at signing, VIN PC 261725.
And I'm Tom Barnard.
Yeah. Why didn't you just let me come back? You had to trample me.
Can we all do impressions?
Trampled!
Can we all try to do our actual Tom Barnard impression?
Yes,
This ought to be good.
I want you do yours.
You're a goddamn disaster.
It's pretty accurate,
That's
actually.
pretty good. That's pretty
All
good.
right, your turn.
Wait. Oh, that is fantastic.
Ooh, me being positive? I don't know about me being positive,
Okay, Rudy,
man.
your turn.
I think Brittany and Rudy do a great job on this show.
God, perfect impression.
Is that me?
That's right. Oh, yeah. You threw her under the bus. That's nice of you. Really nice. Way to go, my
I mean,
friend.
spot on. I should get an agent in Chicago. That's how good that
You
was.
should get an agent in Chicago.
Can
I'm
you
not kidding
isolate that and just send it to me for every day in the morning that I want pretend Tom saying that at me?
No, I'm going to tell you flat out, you should definitely get an agent in Chicago. Chicago's the best voiceover market in America. I just love working there.
It's a fun city.
It really is.
Really is amazing. Like I call it a 5-star city. Anything you want. It's got.
Yep.
It's clean. It has great public transportation.
It does.
It's got museums and like theaters and everything you want. It's got a river. It's got a lake. Big lake.
Big Lake.
Big lake.
Don't want to brag.
And
Navy
it's not-
Pier. I love Navy Pier.
Yeah, and it's still affordable. Like it's not like LA or New
agree.
York where you can actually still live there in decent dwellings.
I love the place. There's great restaurants, great entertainment, great comedy. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, well Rudy's going to be there in August.
Yeah, I'll be at Zany's downtown Chicago.
in August?
Yeah,
Okay.
5 shows the 3rd week of August. Yeah.
You know how I always try to reveal the truth on this show?
Yeah.
Truth
You're a
teller.
truth teller.
You know why I went down the hall just now?
Be honest.
It was a true story.
Okay.
I'm sitting here talking to you,
Yeah.
and I could feel this thing. You know how when you breathe and this little booger moves up and down? in
Oh,
your nose?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's why I was looking down at the microphone most of the time, because I had to go down and blow mine. I hate that when it does that. It's like, yeah, so I was talking to the person. It's like, Jesus.
You know what I hate more? Is because I've been sick for like 2 months, which is super fun.
Mentally.
Still, you should procreate. But anyways,
What?
Oh,
my
babies.
baby has been getting me sick
Oh,
constantly.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yep.
Is that I'll be having full-on conversations with people, and I'll get in my car, and it's right there, and I go, oh.
I know. That's exactly what I just went through.
You guys-
I suffered mightily.
Did you guys ever get those little growths on your face? What are they called? The tiny little things. They look like pimples, but they're not. They're like little cysts.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So in
Yep,
junior high,
right here.
I had one right on the edge of my nose, and it was booger colored.
Oh, no.
And it got so big, and my mom was like, "It's fine. Don't worry about it. She's a nurse.
Don't worry about a
She's like,
thing.
it's not. It's
What
fine."
is up with like our generation of moms that literally, my mom told me that like the back of my thighs hair doesn't grow, so don't shave there. And me and my sister were walking around with sweaters on our thighs. Okay, so your mom said don't worry about it.
She said don't worry about it. It got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then kids started making fun of me. And then it got so bad that even teachers would come up to me and be like, I think you have something on your nose.
Oh.
Whoops.
This explains why you have a good personality, because that's brutal.
Oh, that was like the smallest thing that happened to me. Yeah. So that was when the school nurse pointed that out, then my mom finally decided to let me get a freeze-dried off or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Time to get it wiped out, no question. Okay, I read this headline, Rudy, to the two women in here. I'm going to read it to you, and I want you to tell me what it means, because the three of us cannot figure out what the hell this headline means.
We're not cultured.
We're not cultured enough, exactly.
Nope.
Okay, here we go. This is a headline in the Star Tribune this morning.
Okay.
First look, Oro by Nixta in Minneapolis celebrates all things masa.
Whew, that sounded like a different language.
Yeah,
I kinda did.
You gotta repeat it. You gotta repeat
Okay,
it
I'll
so
do it
you
again.
can
I'll do
take
it
it
again.
down, unpack.
First look, Oro by Nixta in Minneapolis celebrates all things masa.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
No.
Isn't masa bread?
I
I think
believe so,
masa's
yeah.
corn.
Oh, it's corn.
Yeah, it
okay.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, so masa. So what's Nixta?
Nope.
Nixta. Oro by Nixta.
It's a female Nixon.
No, it's okay to say it because you're saying it with an A at the end. But let me look that up real quick. Yeah.
All right, a little Nixta. Oro by Nixta. Maybe that'll be the new name of the show. Welcome to the Oro by Nixta show.
I feel like oro means mouth.
Ora.
Oro.
Oro.
O-R-O.
Oros.
Oro by Nixta. Must be a company.
It sounds like the name of, like when you said sounds like a show, it kind of reminds me of when they name stadiums really confusing things.
Oh, yeah.
And you find yourself saying like, what? We're going to the Smile by something stadium?
We've got guaranteed rate.
Yeah.
Stadium. You're like, what?
So it looks as if, you know how like they'll say like, there's such and such business brought to you by such and such business. You
Yes.
know?
Yep.
So Oro is a restaurant that is brought to people by another restaurant called Nixta.
In Minneapolis?
It looks like it, yeah. So Oro by Nixta, and then there's Nixta. That's a menu. Let's see. So it looks like there is 1222 2nd Street Northeast.
Oh, I like that area over there. Oh, I'd have to get over there. I did not know. I've never even heard of it.
When we all got together right before this show started, it was myself, Brittany, Amy Daniels, Dan Seaman. We went to a restaurant that was, what was that place in Northeast,
Oh, I
Brittany?
forget. It was across the street from Grumpy's.
Yeah, it was by Grumpy's, but it was the old, what was it called, 22nd Station? The old strip club over there, Tom? Do you remember that
The
place?
Double Deuce.
The Double Deuce.
Oh, the Double
That's-
Please, Rudy.
I didn't know
Please.
there was a strip
Respect.
club in Northeast Minneapolis.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
hi, hi,
Hey,
hi.
hey.
Hi.
And
I
they
never even knew
They
that.
had the C team there, okay?
Oh,
So, like,
really?
Yeah.
Cultured.
yeah, like, and that was a place where you could go at the end of the night after Grumpy's, and they would let you in. Like, you could be drunk as a skunk.
I had no idea there was a strip bar over there.
Yeah,
Not
well,
a clue.
on the right side, you could go play, like, gamble, whatever. What is that they have, the gambling, Rudy? With the wheel?
With the wheel. They had a big wheel in there.
Oh, yeah. They did that
Really?
Have you
Smack
done the
Shack.
wheel at Smack Shack?
No.
It's fun. It's
That's
super
my
fun.
favorite person in the world, I will tell you that.
Oh.
Yeah.
See,
He used to be a partner, and he's not anymore.
See, it's awkward when you deal with people out of my range of understanding. The fact that you go, yeah, that person I don't like. You're playing chess. We're playing checkers. I'm like, their
different
food's
deal.
good.
Yeah.
And you're like,
No,
yeah,
I
I
heard
don't
the
like.
food is really good.
You're like, I don't like the owner. I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like, I don't.
I just wish when he bought something with my money, he would have told me.
Yeah.
That'd have been good.
I tell you all the time.
Yes, you do.
Pontoons.
I'm working on that pontoon.
Yes, a pontoon. Oh, yeah, I got nailed by that about 5 times. Hey, did you buy your pontoon yet? Like, thanks. Thank you.
We're working on a podcast pontoon-esque, aka me and Gogo are gonna go hang out on the
On the
pontoon.
pontoon.
That'll be a nice business write-off.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was a weird deal because I just, as you know, for years and years, didn't appear in public and didn't go anywhere, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they put up all these billboards in town with my picture on.
Everywhere, and
They're
it was
everywhere.
I don't even know how many people sent me pictures of Tom Barnard. I'm like, yes, I know what he looks like.
And then were you and Rudy, like, on the side, like, low?
yeah, we're actually, you can barely
You're
see
like,
us.
yay big. You're like little ants.
We're 1 pixel, high-fiving.
But the weird thing is, I'm not used to being recognized. I never have been before. I mean, I suppose a little bit here and there, some of my voice or whatever.
You know what I think too? I think people are too scared to come up to you when they recognize you. That's people
came
tell
up
me like if
yesterday.
they see me, they don't want to come say hi because they're nervous or something.
I mean, in your defense,
and that's
you're
happened
a
a
bitch.
total of one. True, and that's happened a total of one time.
A total of one time. Yes, it's really piling up on you.
I am. I'm getting pretty
dying.
big over here.
No
Tom.
doubt about it.
No, we've talked about that with Tom, and we've come to the conclusion that we think men have a harder time coming up to him because women will go up to him.
Why do you have a still photo up in your
Okay,
space now?
my camera always
Would
disconnects.
you? Can you handle this job or not?
Probably, to be
How
honest.
are you going to get to buy the show without that
can
multicolored
we-
outfit?
Can we question when you do get the pontoon?
Yeah.
Can you broadcast live from the pontoon?
Oh, we're
and
going
call
to,
it-
yeah,
Call
we're
it
gonna-
live from the poon.
Live from the poon.
Love.
Right
I'll
up
make-
your poon.
I'll make us bracelets now. This is manifesting
Put that in your poon and smoke it. How about that? We could do that.
all day.
It'd be
all
such
day.
a classy show.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get to Kristyn. Oh, you're going to love this.
Oh, you're gonna love Kristyn.
Okay.
You're going to love Kristyn Burtt. She might be a halfway decent person. There she is. She's waving to us.
Kristyn, Allie, this is my friend Allie. She was just in California.
Oh, nice.
Did we have good weather for you, or was it cold?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful the whole time. And you know what? LA's really lush right now because it's been raining so much. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
greener than I've ever seen it in ever. It's incredible.
We had like 4 months of rain, and it's going to rain this weekend again. I don't know what's going on with us here, but all of a sudden we have rain. We hadn't seen it in a year, and now we have it every day.
That is true. You guys are getting hammered, aren't you? They're getting a lot of snow up in the mountains, too. Somebody told me they
Tons.
were. Yeah.
Yeah, spring skiing lasted. Actually, my husband went skiing a week and a half ago.
Really? So that was that Bear Mountain? Is that what it's called?
There's Big Bear's up
Big
there.
Bear, there you go,
Sky
yep.
High. Yeah, there's a bunch of mountains. 90 minutes from here.
That's very, very nice to have all that. Now, if you just didn't have to put up with a-holes like actors, that'd be great.
You don't run into them that often.
Oh, don't you really?
No, I mean, they're part of your daily landscape, so you ignore them. You know, it's one of
Yeah,
those
that's
situations-
true. That's a good point.
And often, this is actually true. You'll be at the grocery store and you're like, oh my gosh, it's my friend from New York. And you're like, are just about to go up to them. And then you realize, oh my gosh, no, that's someone from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
that makes sense.
My mom used to do that all the time. She saw, who was the mom from the Brady Bunch?
Florence Henderson.
Florence
Henderson.
Henderson.
There you go. There you
Yes.
go.
My mom was like, I think we worked together before. I'm Gloria Matacola. And she goes, I'm Florence Henderson.
There you go.
Bitch.
That'll-
I'm Mrs. Brady. She was the nicest woman, too, by the way. Tom, did you ever interview Florence?
Oh, yeah. She was very pleasant. No doubt about
She
it.
was
So I just
so
blew her
sweet.
off. Said, stop
I
being
knew her
pleasant
through
on my
Dancing
show.
with the-
Go away.
I
Anyway,
was going to say, I knew her through Dancing with the Stars, and she would show up years after she had done the show. She would show up and watch 2 or 3 shows a season in the studio.
Aw,
She
see,
loved it.
Very nice. That's very, very nice. No, there are a lot of people actually. Joking around and all the rest of it, but there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are very, very decent people. You got a lot of them actually.
There
Oh,
are,
very
honestly,
nice.
and you just have to know what crowd to hang out.
Yes.
Like, and who to know, and that's the thing. It takes a little while to get your, like, LA legs, as I like to say, but once you're there, you're usually in with a good group.
I could see that. Now I got to run a couple things by you because
Okay.
Kristyn is the one who tries to educate me on what new things are coming to television and all the rest of it. Allie, I'm having a real hard time because I love going to movie theaters, but the movies suck so badly now. They're not good.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I wouldn't watch that Evil Rise or Evil Dead People or whatever the hell. It was terrible. All it was, like if I rammed a sword through your face and it came out the back of your head. Oh, boy. That's not scary to me.
No.
Shakespearean writing right there.
Yeah.
So I do want to get back to the movie theaters. I went and saw a couple of other things. The movies are just not very good. I'm not a superhero. Or what are they? They're not called superhero.
Like
now.
Marvel version.
Yeah,
Marvel.
like
Yeah,
Marvel
me neither.
stuff. I got no time
I
for
can't
that
either. I said Iron Man's great, and that was it.
stuff. That was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
I'm
fan of
with
it?
you, Allie.
Yeah.
That's totally, yeah.
So I got a couple to run by you, and you're not going to like either one of them. I mean, my reviews on them, to tell you the truth.
It sucks.
I watched the first episode of Jury Duty, and it was okay at best.
I
You gotta
watched
keep
that.
going.
Do you?
Yeah.
I loved it.
The first episode's boring as hell.
You're not wrong. Again, Tom, I hate to defend you,
I hate to be nice to you, Tom.
I will say this. There is a setup process at the beginning that's a little boring. It
It
has
is.
to
It's
set up
very
the
boring.
premise.
You
So
need
you're,
the exhibition.
you should hold on. I hate to steal
we will.
Kristyn's,
We will.
3 episodes on this one, and then you can give up.
Okay, because I've only seen the first one. That's it.
And you know what? After we talked about jury duty yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
Ronald Gladden turns up on my Instagram feed. He's doing
really?
a commercial with Ryan Reynolds for Mint Mobile.
Oh yeah,
Get
Ryan's doing pretty well with that company. I don't know if you know that or not.
I know he's doing well, but Ronald Gladden is a contractor who is now doing really well hanging out with A-listers.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So that just shows you like what a pop culture moment this show is.
Mm-hmm.
And last night I was at a dinner and the woman next to me goes, "Have you seen Jury Duty?" And I was like, "You don't know who you're talking to." I was like, "Yes."
Yes, I do.
I've been trying to tell people to watch it, and it's like some days no one wants to listen to me.
I mean, it's so awkward. And that's why
Jury
it's
Duty?
great. That's why it's great.
Okay, well, if it gets, usually to tell you the truth, and Brittany knows this, and Rudy knows this, that I don't usually like the first episodes of anything.
Yeah.
It just takes too much. Yeah, I got it. Move on. Let's go. But they have to take extra time, I guess, to set up for the dumb bastards.
Yeah.
that what
And
it
then
is?
you quit. That's the problem. Tom likes to quit. So he'll watch one and he'll be like, "That was terrible."
Yeah, you are kind of stomping on my Quitney mode, and I don't like it.
What are you talking about?
Like, I'm Quitney. You
You are
can't quit
Quitney.
as much as I do.
I do like James Marsden. I've
Yeah.
always enjoyed his work, so he's terrific in it, I think.
Yeah.
That's
He
true.
is so painful in it.
He is.
He kills it in that role.
Now, a question I have for
Cringe
Kristyn.
moments because he's
Yes.
acting the way you would expect a stereotypical actor
Oh, yeah. Oh,
to
yeah.
behave.
Is he going to be a bigger name? Because the first time I ever saw him was at 10th and Wolf, which is one of my favorite movies that no one's ever heard of. I think like 54,000 people have seen the movie.
He works all the time. I
He
think
does.
that's what
He's
people-
terrific.
And he's incredible. He can do musicals, he can do drama, he can do comedy. I do think that this particular show has brought him like back up to the surface for a lot of people. I've seen interviews and he said he's getting stopped on the street all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And Freebie is loving this because people are like, "What is Freebie?"
Freebie.
Freebie, it's become their top-rated show. So
Yeah.
whenever, this particular show just hit at the right time, it was a unique concept. And, Freebie has already greenlit another season. I think they're going to do it in a different setting, but we are going to see the show again.
So I will hang with it.
Yeah. And don't you love the character that's got the backpack with
Yes.
like the
That
stuff?
is a good-
He's like, but
That-
he's also drinking his protein and
Bionic.
Yeah, she's got it. Yeah, he's got his protein liquefied.
I
It's like, oh, God.
It's so weird.
Tom, there's a joke in there that I
Ish.
think you're going to love the most with James Martin where he keeps asking, like, "Hey, have you seen this movie?" And then every time Ronald's like, "Hey, actually, I have seen this movie." And he goes, "Did you rent or buy?" And he's like, "Or how did you watch it?" "Okay, just wondering because I get money if you buy. Just did you rent?"
yeah.
And it's
I
so
missed that line.
funny. He does it for like 3 random movies he talks about because he's like, "Oh, actually, I remember you also in The Notebook. I didn't know you were in The Notebook. Did you rent or buy that one?" Like it's just like. This is, if somebody did that to us, we would just be mortified. And Ronald's like, "Yeah, I think I bought it, so don't worry. Like, you got your $1 or whatever, your 2 cents."
So this is a commercial for voodoo, or what was that? I mean,
Oh, and it's just James Martin, like, being so pretentious that, like, not only can he'll ask, did you
Yeah.
see my work, but did you
God.
rent or buy so I
Did you
get...
He wants his residuals.
His
He
residuals,
wants his
yeah.
residual
honest
tag.
to God. Yeah, I
it's
do
like,
like
did
him
you
a lot.
download the podcast or did you just watch it?
Yeah,
on
yeah,
YouTube?
there you go. Exactly. Same story.
Yeah.
We get
Yeah,
more
it's-
dough.
So fabulous. A lot of things coming down the pike, by the way. I was looking, I'm always looking ahead, Tom, because I know you're going to ask. And everything that I'm seeing, it's like sequel, reboot, sequel.
Yeah, I know.
But a couple of interesting ones. Beetlejuice 2. Michael Keaton's coming back.
Really?
Winona Ryder's coming back. And then they cast Jenna Ortega, Miss Wednesday herself, as Winona Ryder's daughter for Beetlejuice 2.
That's good. That's
Clever.
good casting.
Is that
Really
the
good
is that the young woman that's on Wednesday?
Yeah.
On
She's
Wednesday.
terrific.
I know.
She's really
So
good.
good. I saw her in Scream 5 or 6. Which one just came out? 6, I think.
7.
She's really good.
15 and a half,
I think it
actually.
is 7.
Is it?
I think it is. I'm not sure, but I think it's
I think it
Scream
was
7.
6, but whatever it was, she was even great in that, and it was a mediocre movie. So everything she's in is good. They just started filming, so it'll be a while before we see it. But another sort of pop culture moment movie that's coming back, Freaky Friday, with both Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. It just got the green light.
Oh my God.
It's not even that old to me.
That's why I looked at you going, what?
Do you want to hear how long ago it was, you guys?
We were like 14, Kristen, and we're like 19 now.
We're
so
I mean, I'm pretty much a teen mom walking around these streets.
Yeah.
Add a little bit more inflection in that voice.
Why, yes.
But like,
There you go.
yeah, like if you were to say the remake of Freaky Friday, I would think the one that we grew up with. So it's like, there's going to be a remake on a remake? What?
Well, I just saw that White Men Can't Jump is getting remade.
It is?
For why? Don't need to remake that.
No, you don't need to
movie.
remake
Okay,
that.
yes.
Yeah, don't need that.
right.
Yeah, we don't need that.
No.
Just
No,
leave it
we
as
don't.
it was. It was fine. Yep.
Yeah, Kristyn, can you tell Hollywood we're going to pass on those projects? So go ahead and tell them to work on something else.
I know, seriously, I was looking, and it's like, and I just watched the trailer this morning for My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Nope.
And Disney Plus is doing a reboot or like a revisit of The Full Monty with the original cast, and that's coming to Disney Plus as an 8-episode series.
Disney Plus is getting...
Is it a cartoon?
Yeah, there you go.
I love The Full Monty. That's a great film.
It is a good
Yeah.
film. Do we need a second? And does it need to be on Disney Plus? These are all
Clearly,
questions.
I think Disney Plus is working hard to get some more adult fare.
How
And
hard
I don't know how much
are they
nudity there will
working?
be, but
Yeah.
I could understand that. So, in other words, you're telling me nothing's good's coming up.
do you know what I'm looking forward to? Flaming Hot. The story of how the Flaming Hot Cheeto came to be.
I just said, please tell me it's not about Cheetos. Please. It's about Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Oh, God, I can't take
Longoria
it.
is directing it, and the guy was a janitor, and he created the flavor, and it basically saved Frito-Lay.
A movie about Cheetos.
What can I put on a Cheeto that can create diarrhea all the time?
Burning diarrhea. Thank you.
It's
Those
like their
things
number
are-
one flavor. It's going to be on Hulu June 9th.
Oh my God.
I hate those, by the way.
I
Flaming
can't.
hot?
No,
can't handle it.
I would
Ish.
never.
Rudy, do you love them?
No, not a fan. I don't need any of that garbage.
No.
He's healthy.
Terrible.
Love spice.
I do too, but I don't need it in like Cheeto powder form.
I don't
thank
need it
you.
to stick in my body and like cause cancer.
My favorite
Yeah.
thing about
Yeah,
that
it'll
stuff.
be there 20 years later, still in your insides.
Yeah.
I love it when they all still have orange fingers like the next day from
Yeah.
eating out of a bag.
Yeah.
That's nice. Might want to wash your hands. It's a possibility.
Sounds
Kristyn,
exhausting.
this is a show that's already come out, but do you love it? It's called Love and Death on HBO. Have you watched that one? I'm obsessed with it.
Elizabeth Olsen is
So good.
divine.
And it takes place in the 80s, Tom, and it's about a true story in Texas where a woman
I'm not in my 80s yet.
No.
Oh, you mean the 1980s. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great
One
to
of the
be here.
coolest decades ever, you know.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
was
and
a good time.
It takes place in Texas. It's about these two couples, and this woman ends up killing the wife of the man that she was having an affair with.
Jesus.
But in self-defense.
Okay.
Oh, in self-defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to watch this if I saw Candy though, Kristyn? Because I feel
Yeah.
Better.
Okay.
So that's the thing. I watched Candy as well with Jessica Biel, which came out last year. Now we're doing the Candy Montgomery story with Elizabeth Olsen. This one is just done. It's well written. It's well acted. Jesse Plemons, who
Love him.
plays Candy's
He's
affair
amazing.
partner.
He's great.
Yeah.
He is so they have chemistry together. I was like, some of their affair scenes, I was like, this is kind of spicy. It's really, they've just got that good heat that you're like, you totally believe that this happened.
Yeah, you felt naughty watching it. Like,
did.
ooh.
you're like hand check.
Naughty.
myself.
Nothing to see here.
I'm going to go home because they're making a movie about Cheetos. Okay? I got to go home and
Now-
hide in my bedroom.
If you mix Cheetos and Love and Death,
Yeah, there you
won't
go.
need a hand check. You're gonna have proof right there.
Yeah. Jesus.
And maybe a yeast infection. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, young lady, go back to bed.
Bye, Kristyn. Nice to meet you.
I've got a whole day ahead of me. I got to go to work.
I got a whole day ahead of me. Thank you. Ladies and
everyone.
gentlemen,
Bye.
Kristyn Burtt.
Nice to meet you, Allie.
Nice to meet you.
Hollywood Report. You know what do we still call it the Hollywood Report? Is that still a good word?
I don't know.
Hollywood?
I feel like it's
like
the
that.
Kristyn Report. Like
The Kristyn Report.
Kristyn from Hollywood or
Yeah.
something, but she's so great.
She's amazing.
I know.
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
I knew you were-
Terrific person.
Yeah, I knew you're going to love her.
You know what's hilarious about that? I've been working with her for 11 years. I've never met her. And I didn't even know what she looked like until 2 months ago.
Wow.
I had no idea.
And
then
she's
he
one of
popped
those people that can make it in TV, unlike us.
I know.
Oh, she's a beautiful woman.
It's
I mean, no doubt
annoying.
about
It's
it.
like, what are you doing here? You're one of those people.
Get out of our ugly crowd.
Just hiss at her.
God.
Let us be in our cave.
Yeah, totally.
So I got to ask you guys a question because I didn't get to the second one. And I'm asking all three of you. What am I missing with shrinking?
You don't like it?
It's terrible.
It's awful.
It's awful.
Awful
Rudy.
is a strong word.
Mm.
Awful.
And I love Jason Segel. I love Harrison Ford. I love everybody in it. The show's terrible.
Okay, terrible.
Yeah, I agree. It's not good.
Hey!
I watched,
How many episodes did you watch?
I always give something at least 2 episodes,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
got about 1 3/4, and I was like, I'm not going to like this. I'm not.
I get that it's exaggerated relationships and it's not realistic writing, but there are some funny jokes in it. And the
Really?
female, who's the other psychiatrist, she's hilarious
funny.
in it.
Is that the one that lives next door to him?
No, that's
Oh,
the
that's a
neighbor
different.
who's
I
also
like her a lot.
She's
great.
super talented.
Yeah.
She was in Cougar Town and was
Oh,
very
okay.
funny in Cougar
Yeah, she's
Town.
really good.
But like you guys, I understand that it's like over the top and like nobody has relationships like that. But like there's some funny jokes in there. And Harrison
good.
Ford, he plays a good. I mean, I don't know if it's extremely stretching his acting,
No, you're right.
but he just seemed to. It's fun to see him in action.
And I really like Jason Segel. That's why I'm so sad about it, because I think he's terrific. But it's just all of his jumping up and down,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh God,
I
would you
get
stop
that.
doing
Yeah.
It's too bad because I really was looking forward to that. We got through 4 episodes, and I finally said, Catherine, I can't do this anymore.
And did Catherine like it?
No,
Okay,
she hated it more than I did.
it is over the top.
It's way too much.
All right, fine.
Yeah, no, I was
Unfortunate.
expecting more from it. I watched all of it.
Yeah, same. That's why I
Oh,
was
did
like,
you watch it?
Yeah.
10 episodes?
It
Something
was,
like that,
It
yeah.
wasn't like my favorite show I've ever seen, but I had fun. It was an easy watch, and I kind of had fun watching it. But it's like the Ted Lasso. Well, I wouldn't put it in Ted Lasso's arena, but like it's a feel-good moment.
I have to ask you a question because everybody's been telling me this. I watched the first season not the first season, about half of the first season of Ted Lasso. And they told me that was by far the best season, and the second and third season were terrible.
Second season is rough. Are we on the third season
We're
right
on
now?
the 3rd season now.
And there have been some really good episodes.
Oh, there have been, okay.
Yes,
Because I heard
this-
the second season was terrible.
There was some rough eppies in there where
Yeah.
you go,
I think it's because they had to rush it because they realized
Oh,
the first
yeah.
one took off. So they're like, okay,
Yeah.
season
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now the 3rd one, they took some more time, and you can tell.
and there was an episode that they were trying to be really like theatrical. It was, what do you call it? When it-
Meta.
Yeah, kind of meta, but it was a capsule episode that really had nothing to do with anything else.
Oh, okay.
I hate those.
Yeah.
And it was following like the assistant coach on like, because he's like this mysterious man, and it like followed him on his crazy night out. And it's kind of like when an episode is dedicated to a dream, and you go, I don't need to be watching this. Like I could skip this one.
We do have to take a break. We'll be right back. We'll continue with the show. Ali in studio today, which I would have voted
already
it down.
apologized.
I would have voted it down, but they didn't ask me. You don't know. Anyway, we'll be right back.
This is the Tom Bernard Morning Show. Listen live on the Tom Bernard Show app or at tombernardshow.com.
Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Corey Wisco of the Welshire.
It's difficult to put in words the relationship that we have with North American Banking Company. You know, they've been there from the very beginning with our vision of providing quality dementia care for individuals, and they've been a partner all the way through. They really are there for us.
For more information about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. You know, I've been losing weight. I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with the program offered by mnfatloss.com. The team at MN Fat Loss has figured out the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. I've lost 14 pounds, and I've only been on the program a few weeks. I'm feeling healthier. I got a lot more energy. The program is safe and effective. You know me. I'm not going to count points or eat prepackaged meals. Certainly no hypnosis is going to happen. Seriously, folks, if you want to lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, You really ought to check out the program at mnfatloss.com. Of course, results may vary, but I'm losing weight. I feel great. If you want to find out the secret to losing 14 pounds in just a few weeks, about a pound of fat every day, as a matter of fact, no exercise required, schedule your free consultation by calling 763-312-7600, online at mnfatloss.com. Be sure to tell them Tom Barnard said to give mnfatloss.com a call.
Do you ever Google yourself? Are you happy with what you find? Or is it cringy? Are you a business owner or on your company's marketing team? How do you feel when you Google your own place? What do you see? A non-updated social media page you don't even remember making? Ads for your competitors? An old school website with outdated information? Hubbard Interactive can help. They can do it all for your business. They're a Google Premier partner, so they can use search engine optimization to get your click results higher. They can build a 21st century website for you that communicates all the right things, all the best ways. They've got a photo and video department to make your business look sharp, plus social media, influencer marketing, podcasting, and more. All the things that will make you a lot happier next time you Google yourself. Here's a Google search that you'll find rewarding. Hubbard Interactive. You can see all the marketing tools they've used on hundreds of successful businesses, including an extensive gallery of the great work they could help your venture with. HubbardInteractive.com. Building campaigns that connect.
And now, great moments in sports pep talks on the Tom Barnard Show.
You guys suck right now, but we're going to tell you. I will tell you, both Brittany and Rudy have never dropped the ball like you assholes.
That was great moments in sports pep talks.
Yeah, baby. Hey, you don't do your job? Get the hell out of my way. That's all I'm saying.
That was good.
It's a good bit right there.
Funny, Rudy.
That was funny.
Yeah, you assholes. I love it.
It was a great pep talk. I think we're going to need to play that one again today.
But I wasn't
to get us
talking
all-
to the two of you. I was talking to everybody else.
Oh, you're talking to the twins specifically.
Exactly. There is that. They did win last night, I heard, though.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, it worked.
God, because we were up 2-0, then it was 2-2, and I'm like, oh, God.
And they got
11 innings again? I heard it was 11 innings again.
I didn't watch the game, but I can take a look.
Oh, God. I'm
They
in agony.
They specifically were like, hey, we guys, we have to get our head out of our asses because Tom told us to. And
Yep.
look at what they did.
They listen to you.
Yeah, it must be what it is.
I'm going on Saturday with my
you are?
boyfriend and my mom. Yeah, because he's a Cubs fan. They're playing the Cubs.
Oh, you got the Cubs in town.
And it's Mother's Day on Sunday, so we're taking her to a ball game.
And I'm sure she loves that.
She's excited. She's excited.
You
Yeah.
spend time at Wrigley?
Yes.
I love that place. My God, I love that place.
You know what's cool about Wrigley is you walk in, and the moment you walk in and you see, like, because you come up from, the steps,
Yep.
and you just see, it just feels
I
like
know.
old town,
all
old
of that ivy on the walls.
It's
and,
gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
And I'll tell you something else. One of my friends, he had like some amazing tickets. It was through my boyfriend's friend, and we got to go in like the 1914 club down below.
Yeah, yep. I know, it's phenomenal.
Fancy.
One of my favorite stories, and because you're a baseball fan. I mean,
Yeah.
not in
absolutely.
the right state, but
Yeah. No.
other than that. But no, the first time I ever went to Wrigley Field, so this would have been 1976 or something like that. I think it was 76, 77. Dave Kingman, I believe, was playing with the Mets at the time, I think. And so I'm sitting there in my seats. I'm right behind, like, first base. That's where I'm sitting. Kingman comes up and hits a home run that hits the building across the street on Waveland Avenue.
Wow.
He hit the building across, not just left the park, it hit the building across the street.
That's so cool.
Like, holy Christ. I mean, I have seen some shots, but holy Hannah, that thing was hit.
Yeah, you got to get back there, Tom. It's fun.
I do.
Yeah.
I love Chicago. I love Wrigley Field. I've never been to
the guaranteed rate.
no, yeah, the guaranteed
White Sox?
rate. That's right, the guaranteed rate.
Yeah, it's not a bad stadium. It's just kind of like every other big ballpark that's been made now.
That's what I've heard. I love that area down there on the south side of Chicago because
Yeah.
it literally, all you have to do in Chicago, and it's one thing I love about Chicago, is you know what neighborhood you're in because the street sign changes like every 3 blocks. This is Pope Pius XII, and this is Emilio Zapata, and then this is, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's the same road, but it's got like 5 different
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
And like neighborhoods. And you can be 1 block away and you're like, no, we're in a new neighborhood. And if
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't know the name of it,
Oh, yeah.
shame. Shame.
Big shame.
Yeah.
Big shame. Yeah.
Big shame.
I got to get down there again. I haven't been to Chicago in a few years now, and I definitely got to get down there again. Is Miracle Mile say? Here's the problem I have because I don't want to go to Chicago if you can't walk right down the Miracle Mile and be happy.
Oh, you can.
So they're not getting violent down there.
Listen, I know that we get a bad rap.
For the murder.
I've heard
For the murders,
I've heard the things, I've heard the stories, but I can say I live on State Street in the South Loop.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, right by Soldier Field and all that fun stuff. But also, there's sketchy stuff goes on sometimes, but that's like any place.
Can you see the fountain from your apartment?
No, but I do walk there pretty much every day.
I love that.
Yeah, the Buckingham Fountain is gorgeous.
The Buckingham Fountain's great.
It's wild because visiting Allie, it feels very small town. In
Chicago can do that. Because it's neighborhoods.
Yeah, and so like it's really fun. Like we walk to the dog park in the morning, we grab and so it's like you see iconic buildings and you see iconic stuff, but you're like, it's a big city. What are you giggling at?
I just thought of something that I finish your deal.
I don't even have your giggle was so good. No,
it was hilarious.
I liked your giggle.
Okay, well, tell me when you're done, and I'll tell you why I started.
Oh my God, yes, give me your giggle.
Just great Chicago memories flooding into my noggin. I worked with a guy named Mark Elliott. Well, actually, he worked at KWB back in the day.
Okay.
And we sang out. His name was Mark Elliott. He's from Detroit originally, so he's kind of had that little Detroit edge to him.
Yeah.
He told me when he was a kid, his family was in Chicago for the 4th of July. And a buddy has said, we should buy fireworks. Are they legal in Illinois? No, they're not. But you know what? We could go over and buy some on the south side, and we could shoot off fireworks like over the lake, and it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be amazing. So Elliot and his buddy go down to the south side. And not where you live, the south side.
A
few more blocks south. And this is my favorite part of the story. These are two guys, and they're like 16 years old, probably. Two white guys walking in the south side of Chicago. And there's a group of guys standing on the corner. So the two of them walk up to the guys. Goes, hey, fellas. First of all, don't call urban people fellas. They don't like it.
I don't think you should call anybody fellas.
Well, maybe no
Hey, fella.
No
Hey,
fellas.
fellas?
So here's the best part of it. So he walks up and he goes, say, fellas, we have a question for you. And they're already getting the look like, what the hell are you doing here, right? He goes, I have a question for you. Would this be a good place to purchase fireworks from you guys? And there's a long pause, and the biggest guy with this really deep voice goes, you mean you got money on you? He didn't for long, I'll tell you that. Yeah, sorry, that money's gone now.
Oh, that's amazing.
You wander down here with money in your pocket? Are you crazy? I love that story so much.
I love that. It's like a toddler at that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it would be inappropriate not to mug him at that point.
They deserved it.
Yeah, they did. They did.
100%.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn.
You gotta learn.
Yeah.
It'd be a good thing if you learned. Don't do things like that. But I just know all the stuff about Chicago's flooding back into my head. So many great things. I made a huge mistake. What's the name of the restaurant on top of the Hancock building?
Oh.
Well, it's probably changed a billion times.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah, it's great.
I made a huge mistake because I was probably 25 at the time. So I'm talking a lot of, street lingo.
You're
and all
real
that.
cool.
So they bring the check. Or no, she comes over and asks me if I needed anything else. So instead of just saying, could you bring the check, I said, yeah, would you mind bringing the check because I got to jump. And she literally backed. She thought I meant jump off the building.
Oh, my God.
She literally thought I was going to go up on the deck and jump off the building.
Oh, no.
Wrong terminology.
It was not good. Don't be on the 90th floor of a building telling people you got to jump.
Got to jump, brah. No, please don't. Not on my shift.
Yeah. Could you just wait until I get off? I got to punch out and then you can jump.
Also, like you tell her,
Yeah, why would I tell you if I plan on jumping off the building?
Your plan.
Real quick.
Yeah.
There have been people that have jumped off that building,
Oh, I'm really? Sure.
Apparently you hit it a few times on the way down, too.
Oh.
Oh, God. Dang. I would not care for that, to be honest with you.
Not the game plan.
But that whole Miracle Mile, that whole area,
it's still wonderful. I don't know what everyone. Yeah, it's great. You should go back.
I will go
definitely. And there's so many great restaurants there too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Of some that have been there for 1,000 years. What's its name? It's not the hamburger joint. Chiboga. Is that still the Billy's?
Billy Go. Yeah.
Billy Go. There
Billy
you
Go
go.
Tavern. Yeah.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love hearing
Pepsi. Pepsi.
Betsy.
No Coke,
Betsy.
Pepsi.
No Coke, Betsy. You ever see it was a Saturday night bit, actually. Saturday Night Live
Jim
bit.
Belushi, yeah.
Jim Belushi, who was from Chicago, right? Oh, my God, I miss him, too. What a talent.
Yeah.
Not to get macabre with jumping, but just for whatever reason, I had heard a podcast the other day where they interviewed a guy who jumped off the Golden State Bridge.
Dude, I've
Tried
seen
to
this.
kill himself?
I saw that documentary, Rudy.
Yeah, tried to kill himself. And when they asked, like, so what is it like the second that you jump off? And it's almost exact words. I'm going for trying to get as close as I can. But he said something to the effect of, the second your foot leaves that bridge, you want nothing more than your foot to be back on that bridge.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yep.
I bet that's true.
Yep. And he was like 100 people do it a year.
Yeah.
And two
Off the Golden Gate?
Yes, they had to put up
Really?
special like fencing and stuff.
There's netting that goes underneath it,
netting.
like a top golf, yeah.
How many people?
Top golf.
It is. It's top golf.
They're saving people's lives like golf balls.
Yeah, I got no argument
Topgolf
with
has
that.
Rudy's so right. It has a if you fall while swinging, it's
Oh.
not. Yeah, like they have like a little like catch, and I guess like it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 'cause people get so drunk.
People get wasted at Topgolf.
do they?
Just good swing.
And so like
I'm
people
show you
fall,
how to do it.
and then they like I guess the most awkward thing is trying to get them back up on the stand.
Oh, my God.
I had a friend watch somebody.
Take my head.
Like-
Just kidding.
Joke's on you.
I'm in the net.
How many people survive? Okay, so 200 people jump. How many people
So
survive?
if 100 people jump, 2 will survive.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Now think about all the people that built that bridge, all the
Yeah.
immigrants, the Chinese Americans, the Italian Americans, the Irish, whatever. You know, a lot of them fell while they were making that bridge.
I know. Yeah, you're
you
right.
know?
Yep. Not
yeah.
a good way. Like you fall all the time on here. Imagine if you had to plummet.
I know. Good thing we're on the 3rd floor. I feel like I'd survive this jump.
Oh, yeah, you know, no problem at all. We'll go in that open area and give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm tall, so it's not that long.
I'm tall. It's because you're tall. It's a shorter drop.
Cat-like.
Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah, but Rudy's right. People regret it the moment.
That's
I gotta
so
believe that's true.
interesting.
You ever have any friends that killed themselves? That's a bitch to go through.
Yes, I have.
A couple of times. I have too. Yeah.
It's you know what's and it's like I like that we're changing the narrative around it because man, I remember when I was a teenager and it had happened to a friend, and we wouldn't say how that he died.
Oh,
You
yeah.
wouldn't talk about it.
You wouldn't talk about it, and now like there's more verbiage around it, and like, you know, I think it's better. But man, it was so weird because it was like there was a shame everyone felt because it
Sure.
attached to this. Like you're already grieving, and then
Yeah.
there was this shame aspect. It was unnecessary, but we all, of course, were like, well, what should I have said? Should I have reached out? Whatever.
No.
And yeah, no, there's like nothing,
No.
you know?
Yeah.
But you still feel that way. And it really,
Yep.
it adds this weird extra layer of crap. And it's just, yeah, it's rough.
I've tried to talk some listeners and, well, not listeners, but people I worked with into killing themselves, but they won't do it. I ask and ask and ask.
Shit he says. And how do you respond to that, Allie?
What? I'm trying to clean up the nation.
So, like, if you had to pick who you'd pick now,
Yeah, see, there's 3 people in here. Let me think it over. Get back to you.
2 of us are parents. Does that happen?
That's right. Allie, you
my
got
life
problems.
is worth less.
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
potential. These ovaries have potential.
Do they, though? Do they, though? You're getting a little old.
Oh, my God. What a shot.
I'm sure there's a freezer somewhere with younger eggs of yours. But until, like, that, we can harvest those
Wait a
later.
55's not that old.
It's not, yeah.
Yeah, it's the new 6. Wait.
Wait a
Oh,
second.
no. She's, what is it? Sundowning.
55
and it's only
is,
8
55
a.m.
is the new 42.
Honest to God.
You don't want to know what the new 42 is.
We were talking about this before the show started, and I bop around on all the different news channels and all that stuff, trying to look for stories that might be interesting. All
Yeah,
that.
you found nothing.
Every story, as I pointed out to you this morning, like 90% of them are about politics, and I just looked again. They've refreshed it. It's now up to about 98% are all about politics. Apparently, Trump called the CNN moderator Caitlin Collins a nasty person. Is Caitlin Collins the one who hosted it? Because I think somebody at CNN I think she's the one who hosted
Like
it. but
she's
I'm
like
not
the
sure.
moderator-esque thing.
I guess, yeah. I
But
don't
like
know.
every time anyone calls anyone nasty, all I hear is Janet Jackson. So I just hear like
Nasty boy.
Who's, by the way, coming to Minneapolis on the
Janet
30th
Jackson
of May,
is?
and I will be there.
You're going?
Where's she going to appear at?
She's going to be at the Excel Energy Center.
Oh, she is?
And Ludacris is opening.
When are you coming back on a weekday?
Yeah, on a Tuesday.
Tom wanted to invite you back to the show.
Oh, God, here we go.
If you want to be on the pod.
Here we go.
Yes, Tom. I will be back.
Yes, Tom. Honest to God. Boy, I'd love to see her. I think she's terrific.
She's so talented. And she has such a, like, you know, she recorded, what was that Black Cat album? Rhythm Nation?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called, Rudy?
I think so.
Yeah, Rhythm Nation was
Rhythm
done
Nation
here in town.
Here
Yeah.
with
Jimmy
Jimmy
Jam.
Jam and Terry Lewis.
Yes. Yep.
And she recorded it at one of them's mansion on Lake Minnetonka.
It was, yeah.
And
What's his name?
they made a special wing for her.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it was the Janet Jackson wing, and then they tried to sell that house, and no one wanted to buy it. And
Nobody.
I would have bought it in a heartbeat and been like, everybody, this is where Janet Jackson laid down. This is where she showered.
Somebody told me they tore it down. Is
They
that true?
did. They did.
Tore that house down.
Isn't that sad?
It was the size of this building, for Christ's
It was
sake.
a '90s mecca too. Like I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
crappy architecture.
Yeah.
was,
Aggressive. Aggressive.
It's everything's white.
Is it Jimmy Jam that lived there?
I think so. I
think
think
it was
Jimmy
Jim.
Jam.
I
Yeah.
think it was, yeah.
Yeah, but you can like hear her shout out Minneapolis in a couple songs.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What a cool fact.
Yeah.
So she's coming when? The 30th of May?
It's Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay, so you and I have to go just so, and I'll leave right after I do this.
Yeah.
I want to sit next to you, and then when there's some silence between two songs, I'm going to stand up and go, whip out a titty!
Just one. I'll blur my eyes
Who
so it
was
looks
that
like
again?
two.
That
That was
was,
Justin Timberlake.
Justin
Timberlake.
Oh,
Yes, it was. You're
and
right.
she got so much heat for that.
I
and
know.
He
And
got nothing.
I know. She got. Why'd she take the hit?
Yeah.
Because
He got to perform at another Super Bowl. She got nothing.
Yeah.
got nothing.
No, that's very, very true. I
and
never
it was
understood that.
like barely a boob. Like we see
Yeah.
more all the time.
Yeah,
That
I
was
saw more
310,
like when Jennifer Aniston wore a white shirt on Friends.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That's really.
Do you guys remember the Janet Jackson, the moth to a flame, burning by the fire? Remember that
Yep,
song?
yep.
So I had made back in the day. You had to make mixtapes if you wanted to listen.
Oh,
to
yeah.
So I had made a mixtape, and it had all the jams on it. But this one was just for me, and it had Onyx Slam. It had House of Pain, Jump Around.
Yep.
But I also threw in a little Janet Jackson.
Of course.
And
As one
the
should.
ladies.
Yes.
For the Rudies.
Yeah.
As one should.
For the Rudies of the world.
And I had forgotten that song was on there. So, 9 months after I made that tape, we were at a cabin and somebody puts it in the boombox and we're listening to it. And it's Jump Around and it's Onyx. And then all of a sudden I hear, from a moth to a flame, burn. And my friends are like, what is this? I was like, oh, God.
That's the way love
Mortified.
From that moment on, you know how I give you hell about Arby's?
Yeah, I remember.
Arby's.
I didn't stop hearing about Janet Jackson for 5 years. Those guys just pounded it into me about how big of a pussy I am.
Close-minded.
It's a great song.
A talent.
She transcends groups.
She is terrific. No doubt about it.
Oh, you nasty boys.
No, her
Well, you don't
live
have to
her
ruin
live
it.
her live show is incredible.
I bet you. That's insane.
Oh, you nasty boy. Boy, you can sing it. Come on. Kick it into high gear.
Oh,
Let's
you
go.
nasty boys.
Nasty.
So the XL. Jesus.
Uh-huh.
That'd be a hell of a show to
Oh
see.
yeah, and last time I saw her, it was in L.A. where the Clippers play. What was that stupid place called? Staples Center.
Staples Center, yeah.
I had seats way up because I was just giving them 2 for free, so I was practically touching the wall, the ceiling, and I was still impressed with her live
Still
show.
just
yeah,
enthralled.
yeah, in a giant stadium filled with people, and what I remember is she picked one lucky guy out of the crowd. And they tied him up, or they tied her up. He was laying down on the ground, and they lowered her on top of him. Yeah, can you imagine being that guy? Like, control yourself.
Imagine being that guy. I got to walk out of the room right now. Jesus.
Bad day to wear sweatpants, Rudy.
It's just a scene from Frankenstein. That's how they did it. That's what it was. They lowered him down.
Very dramatic.
I was like, Miss Janet.
Are those tickets like $10,000 a piece now?
No, they weren't terrible.
Oh, they weren't really?
terrible, and that's what I really appreciated. You
Yeah.
go see some people. No offense, Brittany, but like a Taylor Swift ticket,
I have
sure
no
is
problem with that.
insane.
God, those tickets are expensive.
Yeah.
I was telling Brittany I want to go out and stage a picture of me for social media where I'm standing on a street corner disheveled disheveled with a cardboard sign that says, "Please help, daughter needs Taylor Swift tickets."
See?
Because that is how expensive. $1,000.
Yeah.
$1,000 minimum, right?
But not if you bought them, and if you were able to get in, they weren't crazy. But the resale
really?
on them is insane. Like, that's the main thing. Because they sold them. She sold them like a normal concert.
Oh,
And
like only $300 or $400 the ticket?
Yeah, the usual.
I paid about $300, and I'm right next to floor
For one ticket.
Wait
a second.
But that was with all the taxes too. I think it was
but-
originally $250.
Yeah, but if you're like a hardworking parent and you're watching pennies, you know, like you'd never
Okay,
be able
you can
to.
make this argument for anything. This is insane. This argument.
No, I agree.
I'm just saying, I feel bad for, you know.
I do too. But like, what kind of argument is this?
Like only the super rich kids get to go.
Oh, this is the world. What are you talking
No,
about?
I agree with Ali. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My first thought was, where the hell did disc jockey get $300?
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. You don't want to know the things I did.
What is Rudy doing?
Yeah. Now, when my daughter said she wanted to go for $1,000, I was like, "Do you know how many hours of work your mom is going to have to work to be able to pay that off?"
Absolutely, it's on her, man.
Yeah. Hey, Brittany, you know what?
What?
In a Mercedes Stadium in, what is it? Like Atlanta or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be right.
Yeah. They, at the ballpark, you know how much a hot dog is there? $2. Because the owner thinks that everybody should be able to afford a hot dog
There
when
you
they
go.
go to a baseball game.
So does Costco.
They have
Costco has the same mind frame. They will not
Okay.
change the price
What
of
I'm
their
saying is-
anything.
What I'm saying is they have the ability
So you're telling
to
me
not price gouge people.
Miss Jet Setter of America today is trying to sing a swan song for the kids that want to go to Taylor Swift. Are you kidding me right now? We're worried about school lunches, and you want... I cannot.
Everybody should be able to afford Taylor.
Oh my God, we got to take a break. I got to start catching my breath here. There's no doubt about it. We shall be right back. Channel 5's Chris Egert will join us right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw and Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw and Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw and Bryant.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like North American Banking Company, Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and attorney and advertiser Dave Bialke.
I've been advertising on Tom Barnard shows for years. I like Tom, not just because he's a good guy, but because the ads I run on his show bring me new clients that are hurt at work and need legal help. Tommy B works for me.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Amy, I'm not giving you any more money. You can run all the promos you want. But it ain't happening. Honest to God, I am not kidding. I would say, wouldn't you say, Rudy, that the men's room is about a block from here?
Yeah.
It's about a city block, literally.
It's quite a ways. I run. Yeah.
So 2 things happening when I was
Good
down
for you,
there.
Rudy. Rudy runs every day.
Wow, we get it, Rudy.
well.
So
Fit as a
shape.
fiddle.
It's because my legs are short, okay? Takes me twice as long.
Don't worry, he's got a little bottle in case of emergencies in there that he pees into.
So I go into the men's room just now, and as I walk in, I hear this guy bearing down, if you know what I mean.
Too much
And there's-
detail already.
Don't let me get a sentence out, will you? You need to interrupt more often. You really do. You really should, I think.
Okay,
What's interrupting?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But anyway, so as soon as he hears the door open, he goes silent. So I'm over at the urine. Then she does it again.
I was saying I hate that feeling when
You're a
someone comes in while you're
disaster.
pooping. It's a terrible feeling.
No, that is. You're right about that. There's no question about that. But in any case, so he stops, and I stood at the urinal and did what I did and all the rest of it. He never made another noise. So was it like it hanging at half-mast or anything?
But sometimes just dudes hang on their phones for a little while. You know,
That's what it is.
Yeah, they're just, hey, you're on the company dime. You might as well make a few extra bucks while you're in the John. Why not?
Could be. So I finish my business. I wash my hands. I walk out. I literally open the door, and I can hear Brittany talking from a block away.
Sure.
What did you think? I was like, Jesus.
In my defense,
In my defense.
I am indefensible.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Oh, we used to live together. I always knew when Brittany was home.
Oh, I didn't know you lived together. I had no idea. How long ago was that?
Best year of my life.
It
was one of the
so
fun.
Was it the homeless shelter?
Pretty much. We had a triplex, and I lived in the middle. We had and Allie lived on the top floor.
Oh, okay.
It was so fun.
Where was this?
Bryn Mawr.
It was beautiful.
Oh, I love Bryn Mawr.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, I love Bryn Mawr. What's the name of that cafe there? Is it the Bryn Mawr Cafe?
Cup of Java.
Oh, Cup of Java. There you go. That's a good spot.
Oh,
cute.
so good. And
Yep.
was it you or no? Tevin just had good pizza at the Bryn Mawr pizza place.
That's what
that
he said,
Was
yeah.
obsessed with. Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, the pizza is good.
You should have seen the places we had to look at, though, Tom, beforehand.
Oh, really?
My God. You guys, Rudy, we walked into a place, and Brittany almost threw up from the smell. These people,
Jesus.
These people had so many animals. They had a giant turtle.
In their living
Like
room.
the kind you see at the Minnesota Zoo.
A giant turtle. Like
what?
Like you could ride it. A giant
bigger-
turtle.
Bigger than your big muscly chest, Rudy. Okay?
Yeah. Like
It's a little weird, but okay.
it smelled
Big circle.
huge turtle, and it like smelled wet in there. So you go in there, and it was like moist of animal, like
Gross.
in their living room. And I go, I'm gonna check out the backyard real quick. I like book it back there, and I'm like,
So I have a question for you. Did Chris Egert know you were in his house? He goes,
Sorry, I laughed, Chris. I don't even know you.
That's all right. My house does smell like wet animal. At one point, we had like a freaking bearded dragon, a hamster, 2 dogs, and a cat. Like it was.
my
Yeah.
God.
So the most of those animals have passed on now. They've gone over the Rainbow Bridge.
She just
What's
made the
that
sign
about?
of the cross. She just made
What's
the sign
the
of the
Rainbow
cross.
Bridge about?
I don't know. Is that sort of on the way to heaven? Is that where we're going?
It's
That's
a nice.
what we say about our pets, right?
Yeah, it's like a nice way to say your dog died.
Oh.
It's where gay cats go to die.
Kitty Cash, rest in peace.
I was at least drinking. They should have supported you.
Thank you.
I was drinking out of a bottle, so I couldn't support you.
Allie
honestly,
looked
he goes,
shocked.
blah, blah, blah. And I said,
Allie goes,
Speaking of rainbows, Brittany made us rainbow neck bracelets.
Chris, I'll make you one.
Yeah, she'll make you one, Chris.
lugubrious.
Thank you.
I really like your blue and green combo that you have today. You're wearing.
What?
I look like a douche. It's like this Miami Vice kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we see it?
Anyway.
I can't see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a
Oh, there
Do a
you
little
go.
turn on your catwalk.
I've got a short jacket on. I'm a douche. I don't wear socks, and I solved crimes in Miami in the 1980s.
You look like Will Arnett, kind of. in that. Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
One thing that's not fair, though, that I have to point out, Chris can buy one pair of socks and wear them for 2 straight days. You know why?
It is true.
Lucky.
Because he's only got one leg. So he can wear one sock one day and the other sock in the pair the next day. How do you get away with that? I wish I could do that.
You can.
You
There's
know,
a very
I'm not
simple
gonna
solution
lie.
to that, Tom.
Cut off my
Cut
leg.
off one of your legs
I
and
can
you
do
can.
that.
Yeah, it is great to not have one leg, and that sock thing is just one of the many great things about it.
One of the perks. Plus, you get a lot of attention. For
One of the
me,
many.
that's the most annoying part.
So my day started.
And the thank you for your service anytime I have shorts on, which I
love that. Well, those guys do. Those news guys do wear shorts on those, so you can see both of their fake legs.
So sometimes, yes,
they do.
there are
Yeah.
short form,
They do.
but not anymore because they make us stand like out from behind the desk, so you don't, so you can't really you can't hide it anymore like you used to. But we were like Perkins or something a couple years ago, and these people were sitting next to us, and then they left, and then the server came over, and she said, "They bought your guys' breakfast," and I'm like,
"Oh my God." I love that.
That is mortifying.
It's
I
sweet.
know. I got enough bad juju around me. I don't need some stolen valor thing on me either.
Stolen valor. The Chris Egert Show.
I'm not stealing anybody's valor. I was just a shitty basketball player. Okay? That's the only reason I don't have a freaking leg.
Thank you for your basketball service.
Yes.
Well,
Thank you,
fair.
Allie.
That's very fair. Now, my day began today. I woke up. I got out of bed. I sat down, and the first face I saw was yours doing the news on the number 5.
I'm sorry.
No, I thought, and you had to say one thing 3 different times because remember that at that point? I can't remember what the hell you said, but you said it 3 different times, and it was hilarious. You don't remember doing that?
Remember when you screwed up this morning?
Yeah,
remember that?
It happens so often. We're actually, this is a little inside baseball, but we're in the process of automating a bunch of our systems, including the teleprompter. So it used to be that there was a person running the teleprompter. Now a computer listens to our voice, and it's not cool.
AI teleprompter.
Yeah, anchor problems. It's not cool, and so it's been causing a lot of those little. Let's call it a hiccup, Tom.
Yeah,
Hiccup.
I thought the news was good this morning.
Well, aside from the
No, I mean your reporting of the news, not the news itself. I'm talking about the job you were doing. It was rather entertaining.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Why, did something important happen that I missed?
I mean, there's always important things happening, Tom. That's why you tune into your local news every single day, right?
That's exactly right.
It's all about being local.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, Chris.
Thank you for
You're
your
welcome.
local service.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, let me put it this way. In your service, if you given it a real effort, you wouldn't have any legs.
That's true.
So it's kind of a half-hearted attempt.
And then I'd be Lieutenant Dan.
You would be Lieutenant Dan. That's exactly. I love that movie.
You have more to give, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're saying.
I'll work on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, moving forward.
Let me see what I can do. Now there was. I told you about this this crime yesterday. Where there was a St. Paul father, St. Anthony Park, who was like randomly gunned down out trying to protect his wife's vehicle. They made an arrest in that case yesterday, and they announced arrest, which was a huge thing. A 17-year-old was arrested for that, which is, I mean, obviously awful. But thank God they arrested somebody. This one's interesting. They passed a measure in the state legislature to give people free college if your family makes less than $80,000 a year.
Love that. Love that.
No way, really?
Pay your own goddamn tuition. Get out of my way.
Okay.
Right?
And Tom, your point, there are 2 sides of this, and the one side of it is like, obviously this is great for people who are financially disadvantaged. $80,000 a year is a lot of money, even if, at that. But then the other side of it is somebody who's working 3 jobs to be able to help pay for their, their college or to pay off their college. And then they have to pay full price for their tuition.
Yeah, I mean, look, if people need help, I got no problem with helping people out. But this automatic, if mom and dad make 80 G's a year, you get what? I don't like those kinds of laws.
It's going to cost the state like $50 million a year to maintain, which
good luck.
Which we're all which we're all paying for in one way or another.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Listen, I agree with you, Tom. Like, listen, you should be supplying your kids with food at school. You should be the one who's paying for their tuition. There is a part of me, though, that as a parent who sends his daughter to a private school and I get no vouchers, we get no school vouchers at all in this state. And I still pay taxes for a public school. And then on top of it, I'm also paying for a private school. So the fact that on the back end of this, my kid might be able to get her AA and I ain't got to put a dime into it, I'm actually okay with that. And I bet there's
you.
Well, well, not only that, but I think it's also a lot of kids refuse to go into some sort of secondary education because of the implications. We keep putting it in their face about it's so hard to be able to pay for college. All we do is talk about how expensive college is, and immediately kids go, I don't want to, even if it's something small. It doesn't even have to be a bachelor's degree or going to get your master's. We tell kids all the time about how hard it is to pay for college, which in turn makes them go, I can't afford it, and it's not of my reach. So the fact that we can give somebody, even those first 2 years, even if you have to pay the next 2 years, fine. But if you don't go to a school where you can get post-secondary between 11th and 12th grade and you have an opportunity to get your first degree, your first 2 years paid for, I'm all about it, for sure. Plus, don't forget, China's kicking our ass.
Because we let them.
Absolutely. And
because
that's why
we took money and let them do that.
Absolutely.
That's what pisses me off so much.
That's why we got to get some of these younger kids, this new generation, we got to get these kids smart and we got to get them in jobs and we got to start kicking ass again.
They're definitely not smart. Brittany and I are like examples of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the first generation of what happens when you don't invest in schools.
Yep.
Really?
Look at this. Do you want this? Is this your future you want?
I never finished high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's problematic.
I tested out early, and I went to college for one day and hated it.
Yeah.
I just feel like college has become so out of reach for so many people. I mean, like, even when I was I just paid off my student loans when I was 36. I'm 38.
Why did they let that happen? Why did our government let that happen that made college so expensive you can't even afford it anymore?
Because they're private institutions. They're taxed? Are they taxed?
No, Tom, I think you're hitting on a really good point. This isn't just a matter of state pay for that. There's a systematic problem here.
There's no doubt about it.
No, you're right.
When, college doesn't look like a good investment for a career you want to do, then what the hell are we doing?
I mean, look, my college was probably over $70,000, and I get out and I'm making $30,000 for a good decade.
Yeah,
like something around there.
Rudy
can attest to that.
Working at 93X.
There you go. Barely cracking 50. Yeah. So it's like, how do those numbers add up? And everyone's like, you should get your degree. You should get your degree. And it's like, well, what is it actually going to do?
I agree, because most of those degrees are worthless.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
they are.
Here's how screwed up that whole college loan system is. When they were putting the screws to all the banks, they had the guys from Wells Fargo and the guys from Citibank, and they were on Capitol Hill. The person who was in charge of federal loans when it came for colleges was asking the banks, why did you let college loans get out of hand? Why is it so hard for students to pay it back? And the guy from Wells Fargo went, we don't take care of any of that. You guys do.
Yeah.
You guys take care of it. Why are you asking us? That's your job to figure it out. Immediately, the question subsided. It was like the person who's in charge of this has no idea what's going on.
Yep.
There's no future for these kids.
It's a hell of a report, Chris.
It all comes back to the return on the investment for people too, right? Like, how much money do I want to spend on my college education up front if I'm gonna, to your point, Ali, make $30,000 a year and I'm spending $90,000 for college? I mean, it's definitely, I think the debate's going to continue on that, but I believe that probably will go onto the governor's desk, and I think that's going to get signed, was the last thing I heard. So, I mean, it's happening, regardless. This one really jumped out at me today because I don't believe it. Supposedly, there's a date now to tear down the Kmart on Lake Street.
I thought it already was torn down.
Thank God. Oh, nope. Thank God.
See, to your point, Tom, like it's been talked about for years and years and years.
Yeah. I thought they tore that down already.
No.
What did the bird say when he flew over Kmart? Cheap.
You interrupted for that?
You're welcome.
Really?
You're welcome.
Can she still come back, though?
No.
I liked it, Allie. I liked it.
That's
I liked
it.
That was one of my first jokes I learned.
Have they talked about what they're going to put in place of that Walmart?
No, they do not know that, but because it is the city of Minneapolis, you can bet your you-know-what that there will be robust discussion and debate over it that will probably go on for years and years and years. So they're going to tear the building down next March, and in the meantime, they're going to be looking for public feedback on what to put there. So obviously that's been, I got to spend a good couple days down there during the George Floyd stuff.
Oh, sure.
Right there in front of that Kmart. And the whole deal's always been like, I mean, that was open like 10, 12 years ago. I'm positive, but it hasn't, maybe it's been 10 years since it's been open. Whole idea is to open up that, it's Nicollet, right? That runs through and it kind of butts up to the end of it. Is to open that up and like turn, because Nicollet's got, you got Eat Street and everything up the street. Like it makes the whole thing, that much more accessible, but that Kmart's just been plunked right there.
Do they have any suggestions or ideas of what they want to do, or?
I haven't seen anything solid yet. At least we didn't have anything this morning. So
How about open the road again? That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Why the hell did they ever let them block a road to build a Kmart? That makes no sense to me.
Kmart's pretty great.
Is it?
Yeah, he sounded real convincing, Chris.
I don't think I've ever been in a Kmart, so I don't know.
Oh God, yeah. I used to go to Kmart, get some really crappy like Slurpee thing or whatever.
Yeah, they used to have hot dogs too.
Yeah. And the hot dogs and the blue light special. I'll never forget. I was a kid and we went to a Kmart. It was out in the Black Hills. It was in Rapid City, South Dakota, which has a fairly substantial poverty issue and something, that kind of deal going on. We were out in this Kmart and it was like Christmas time and I was watching people pushing carts of stuff out the door and no one was stopping them. I mean, this would have been like 1986 or something. Because there was they basically were overwhelmed and they probably figured they weren't going to get anywhere with trying to arrest him anyway. It was a little bit like the George Floyd thing when people were just walking out of Target with televisions and whatnot.
Right.
But anyway, Kmart's great.
Well, I'll have to go one of these days. I've never been to a Kmart.
I don't think there's any open anymore.
Oh, are they all gone now?
There used to be one in Apple Valley where I grew up. That was awesome.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
Is it still open, Allie?
No, they put like a Burlington coat factory or something. Yeah.
Didn't SS Kresge start Kmart? I believe. You guys, a little before your time, is it?
Yeah, I've never heard that word. Everything you said.
He sounds like an oil tycoon.
Yeah.
Look it up, SS Kresge.
Sounds like my next husband.
It's K-R-E, and ends with a G.
The only thing I remember about any stores like that is we had a Pamida.
Oh yeah, the Pamida.
Yeah, and it was always Paul, Mike, and Dave. That was the three sons, Paul, Mike, and Dave, and that's how you got Pamida.
That's the dumbest combination.
Yeah. And they were just like, you know how like when you drive past a Dollar General, you're like, well, this town's a shithole. That's what Pamida was like for a long time.
Yeah.
You drive through, if you saw a Pamida, you're like, we're in a bad place.
There's a checks cashed.
Yeah.
My mom always talks about when she growing up in Minot, North Dakota, and working at the Piggly Wiggly. And I don't know how many times she casually says that, and someone goes, "I'm sorry, what?" And she's like, "It's a grocery store." But I'm like, it doesn't sound like that.
We had Piggly Wigglies here.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah, there was one right down a block from my house when I lived on Plymouth and Bryant.
I didn't know that.
Right down the block.
When did those leave Minnesota? Because I think they're still in North Dakota.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It was a long, long time ago.
I think Wisconsin is where most of them are now.
Are they?
A lot of them have closed, yeah.
That's
my wife used to work at one in Omaha too, Brittany.
Nice. Maybe
she always talks about her Piggly Wiggly days, which again is weird if you don't.
Yeah,
you don't understand. You're like, what?
Her Piggly Wiggly.
They landed on that name.
I know. It sounds like a very low bar, like strip club.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, Piggly Wiggly, the strip bar.
Awesome.
It's the C team hangs out.
I would go to a Piggly Wiggly strip bar right now.
Chris has his whole day planned out. Kmart, Piggly Wiggly, and he's going to be a little disappointed in both.
It's because the Double Deuce closed.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Sad.
I don't know. I still can't believe it. So where was the Double Deuce again?
Across from Grumpy's, right?
Yeah, now Hi Hi is there.
Yeah.
The
Hi
restaurant
Hi's
is
good,
Hi Hi.
Really? So that was a strip. I never knew that. I'm not a strip club kind of guy. You know why I'm not a strip club kind of guy? It's a true story.
I could think of 100 reasons why, but you tell us.
No
yours.
touching?
Oh, no, that is not it, definitely. Yeah, they can't touch me because that did happen.
I love pronounce you.
Honest to God, I had a stripper walk up to me because we were up north. So I can't tell you what, but you'd know the person up in his cabin, and they wanted to go to a strip club. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden this hand touches my right shoulder. I look up and it's a naked woman, and I said, "Get your effing hand off me!"
That's
and they
aggressive.
kicked me out.
I mean, yeah.
Well, don't touch me.
I mean, their whole job is to literally touch you in some way.
I don't want you touching. I don't even want to be here.
I know you don't. I can't even imagine how uncomfortable you were.
But here's why. Because when I was a little boy, I used to get up early and sit on the front steps of my house. Right, when I talked about on Bryant and Plymouth, right? It was actually on 14th, about a block north of Plymouth. But Bryant and Plymouth, everybody knows where that is.
Yeah.
And I would, starting at about, in the summertime, 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, I would watch all the hookers and strippers come home, and they were always crying. Always. It's like, nope, I'm out. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah.
I learned that when I was a little boy. It's like, that's just not for me. Because running down their face, the makeup running down the face, because they had just turn a trick or something. Oh,
God bless you, Tom, for saying that. Not enough people say that thing.
I can't watch it. I cannot watch it.
I usually pay extra for the tears, but
the tears,
it's totally okay.
You kick them right in the crotch. That'd be good.
Can I get someone who's really broken? Yes, that'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be phenomenal.
They just hand you a mirror, Chris.
My boyfriend already has someone.
And again, you want to go to strip clubs. I'm not judging anybody else.
No,
it's
I get
your
I-
experience.
Yeah.
I
It
guess.
would never be my thing because I'd be the same way. Like, and I've been to many strip clubs, especially in the military. I was with all men all the time. They'd be like, "Let's go,"
Oh,
and they'd
yeah.
always buy me a dance because I was the only female there. And like, I'd always have the moment being like, "We could just like, you don't have to do this. Like, I'm not getting anything out of it. You're not getting anything out of it. So we just like
Right.
sit there quietly." But I can't not think it all through, like all the things. And like, I'm sure there's a bajillion strippers out there who are, fine and well functioning or whatever, but I can't think of like the worst case scenario
Right.
all
Oh,
the time.
Jesus,
Yeah.
it's not good. It's not a good deal, but now I got all these things popping in my head I just don't want to talk about.
Let's not.
Because one of them one time, a guy
No.
told me, you know the guy too, went to a strip club, never went back again because a woman up on stage apparently spread her legs and had this growth between her legs that the size of an orange. It's like, jeez.
Was the baby crowning?
I didn't know. No, it was hideous.
They
I
say
guess.
people don't want to work, but the fact that she showed up
Yeah,
with
with
either
the-
a growth or a child
Oh,
coming
it's not
out
a child,
of
it
her.
was a growth.
Well,
You
But
know,
I understand.
Didn't you go to strip clubs, Brittany, when your old morning show would go to
Yep.
Vegas?
I'd always have to go with
God, oh,
all
really?
of
a lot of our
the-
sponsors would
the
have make us.
whole
Yeah.
yeah.
crew
Yeah.
would go. I'm so glad.
And do you remember the time she still works there? We took her, and I was probably. I had already done a deployment. I was a little bit, whatever. And so she was like, "I'm so excited to go to the strip club. It's gonna be awesome. I love it." And I was like, "Okay, but heads up, like it's not. We're downtown Vegas, by the way, so it's not a
Oh,
glamorous
God.
situation."
Oh, God.
It was like 3 dancers in, many cesarean scars later. She goes, which. No shame. I'm just saying this was the kind of situation. And again, I kind of like more of the grizzled look. Like, let's not pretend this is something it's not.
It's better, yeah.
She's tearing up in the corner. I have to take her hand. We go out, balls all the way. I bring her back. She's like, I don't understand. They don't seem like they want to be there. And I was like, they don't.
That's why.
She was just bawling. And I was like, oh my. It was the most bleak situation I'd
Work
ever been.
trip.
I know. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Let's
All right, let's make up for it, Chris. Take off your shirt.
Yeah.
dance for us.
Let's go,
Dance
baby.
for us, Chris.
Hey, I'm headed to Mankato in a couple hours for the fishing opener. If anybody has any suggestions for any stops along the way, if you know what I'm saying, let me know.
Dairy Queen.
Mettler's is still down there.
Mettler's is still open?
I believe so. It might be. Maybe it did close. Yeah. The last time I was there was with what's his name from Poison, Brett
Michaels.
Michaels.
Brett Michaels.
There you go, yeah.
Why did we all hung out with Brett Michaels?
We all have. I have.
And his hair extensions. Oh, you haven't, Chris?
I got kicked out of a Poison concert back in the day.
That tracks.
We were
what'd you
backstage,
love
like we
that.
got the passes.
Of course you
and-
did.
You were
and,
like Wayne's
took-
World?
Yeah, took full advantage of the situation. I don't even stumbled in, and somehow the promoter thought he'd kick us out. I don't know what we did.
Typical.
He doesn't remember.
Touch his hair extensions that are attached to his headband.
I just want to feel, no!
We didn't even see Poison. I didn't see CeCe DeVille or Bret Michaels or who's the other two?
Ricky Rocket.
Ricky Rocket. What's the other guy?
Mick.
Mick. Yeah, Mick. That's who it is. It's Mick.
Bill?
You're thinking Mick Mars from
Bill from Poison.
Bill from Poison.
Bill from Poison.
Tommy, I'll send you some pics of me at the club later in Cato.
Yeah, please do that. That'd be magnificent because, well, you got to go through Le Sueur, Minnesota, and when you drive by St. Anne's. I went there for 3 months when I was in first grade, so you got to wave.
I'll wave.
We moved down. Well, this is a true story, by the way. When I was in first grade, we moved from Loring Park, which is where we lived right there. It was a beautiful, that building's still there, as a matter of fact, to Le Sueur, Minnesota, because my dad's parents lived there. And he got a good job and moved all that way for $2 an hour. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That is bleak.
$2 an hour. And that was a lot of money back then, apparently.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
It is unbelievable. But all right, Palomino, so we will talk to you again tomorrow.
Okay, guys, take care.
Thanks for the stripper news.
Yes.
You're welcome.
News. That's good. I watch Chris every morning now before I leave the house.
He's great.
He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
Very nice guy. No question about it. Oh, we got to take a break here, don't we? My God. The time's flying, ladies and gentlemen. We shall be right back. Tom Barnard here. Are you ready for some throttle therapy? Cruise the water in luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon. Stop bombing your head.
I am
You
ready
did
for
this.
throttle therapy.
You did this.
I was agreeing. I'm being an active listener.
Is this the official sponsor for the Tom Barnard Pooncast?
Yeah, the Pooncast. That's exactly right. Let me start over.
I nodded my head.
Tom Barnard here. Are you ready for some throttle therapy? Cruise the water in luxury, brand new Bennington pontoon from the Power Lodge. Enjoy sunset from the water, entertain the kids, float on the lakes, carry Brittany's ass constantly. Woo-wee! It all starts at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, of course, Miller Marine of St. Cloud, hundreds of pontoons. I said hundreds of pontoons. In stock across all Power Lodge locations. Your summer fun begins at the Power Lodge. You've heard it. Brittany is trying to get me to... It's actually in the script.
In the copy.
Brittany.
They decided I'm a leech, not only in real life, but they wrote it in the copy that Brittany is waiting on Daddy Tommy to buy us a pontoon.
Brittany is trying to get me to commit to buying a new pontoon for her family to hang around, and not for me to go with her, for her family.
No, like... It would be me, Alex, Go-Go, and of course, like Fawn.
Business write-off.
There you go. Yeah. The easiest way to have a bunch of friends come on out. The woodwork is to own a pickup or a pontoon, of course. You know that. I had instant friends when I owned a pontoon. Enjoy the best days of summer with new friends on your favorite lakes at a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Power Lodge. Miller Marine in St. Cloud is the largest Bennington dealer in the world, as a matter of fact. That is a fact. And my friends at the Power Lodge brought Miller into the family. Throttle therapy on land or water for Brittany.
Woohoo!
Go to powerlodge.com and millermarine.com. Oh, and please tell them that Tommy sent you.
Hey folks, Judd Zulgad here. You know, wouldn't it be nice to lose over 20 pounds before summer? Well, you can with Livia's doctor-recommended program. Look and feel your best with a weight loss program voted #1 in Minnesota. Receive personalized and guided support from Livia's team of experts. Join today and receive 3 months free, plus a free gift during Livia's Client Appreciation Week. What are you waiting for? Get summer ready with Livia. Call today, 855-GO-LIVIA, or visit livia.com. You know, I lost 40 pounds more than a year ago now, and here's the best part. Livia helps you keep the weight off. So we're not just talking weight loss here. We're talking weight loss and sustainable weight loss. And ultimately, that's the most important thing. Start your success today and get summer ready. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com. That's LIVEA.com. Join now and receive 3 months free plus a free gift. Call now, 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com. Don't miss Livia's annual Spring Client Appreciation event, May 6th through the 12th. Special savings, giveaways, and more.
There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a six-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine-free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. No question about it. A little news, a little information. Oh, Gelfand is here. You're here 7 minutes early. Get out.
We have some BS. I know Amy said that we have some BS. We have Bob Sansevier on Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah.
Just saying.
What are you talking about?
Our intro said it's Tom Barnard with no BS.
Oh, so that's the BS you're talking about, Bob Sansevier.
Yeah. We have some BS.
I see.
Yeah.
I catch it. I didn't realize that reference there. That was
so good. I was trying to stall so we could get.
So why don't we let me run the show? What do you think?
No problem.
Yeah, exactly. You're a disaster.
I like this. I
love being a disaster.
I'm fine with it.
Me too. I am a disaster. Mr. Gelfand is in studio now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm getting.
Oh, his mic's not on. Okay, Rudy's back.
Oh, Rudy's back.
There you
Good.
go.
Yeah, here I am.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you want to trade so the camera can go on you?
I'll get another one.
I'd
going.
rather sit under the table so the camera wouldn't be on me. But
Yeah, you need to aim that mic at you. It's aimed too high. Oh, look at that. He's bringing in a laptop. Oh, there. Perfect.
all right. Now
Perfect,
I can see
Gelfand.
everything.
Whoops, not anymore because the camera just fell off the perch. Yeah, we got a bunch of cameras in. Oh, yeah, look at that. You're going to hear
I like it so I
Gelfand
can
first.
see Rudy in the back, too, to see his response.
You like that?
Yeah.
You can take care of that. So, there's where Gelfand's going to be. It's going to go to a 5 screen now. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about this is every time you're looking at someone, like I'm looking at Brittany right now, but if you looked at the picture, it looks like I'm looking at myself. I don't like that part of it. I'm staring at myself the entire day. So, Gelfand, what's the latest?
Well, let's see. The Twins won.
So they did end up winning the game in, 11 innings?
Was it 11? I think it was 11.
I think it was 11 innings again.
Yeah.
That team cannot hit right now at all.
But they did what I've been begging them to do.
What?
They sent down Jose Miranda.
They did. They said, I saw that. I thought of you when I saw that.
It was so fascinating to watch him because almost invariably he would swing at a pitch that wasn't a strike.
Right.
And then he would take the pitch that was.
Oh, yeah.
This is a very confused human being.
No, you are absolutely right. I see that a lot on this team right now, taking a pitch that's right down the middle.
They do that a lot, yeah.
Why?
Well, they're confused.
Do you think, and they won the game last night, took them 11 innings.
Yep.
Do you think they're going to have to start looking at Rocco and go, wait? And I'm not blaming it all on him. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's usually the manager that gets fired, not the players.
Well, right, as the old saying goes, you can't fire all 25 players.
Yep.
26 now, but,
Yep,
it's the same thing,
now.
yeah. It could be. He does make some... The thing about managers is they're really clerks. They're not managers. They manage almost nothing.
That's true.
They just take the analytics and they try to implement it. But when he has to make a decision, it's usually just terrible. Like last night.
I agree.
Last night was a classic example. He's got Vasquez, the catcher, who is not what you'd call a 5-tool player.
No.
And I think it's the extra innings. There's a guy on second base, of course, and they have him trying to bunt the guy over. Now this guy can't bunt.
Right.
He's never bunted in his life. Now he didn't bunt at any point in his life. So the first 2 pitches are like over his head, and he's trying to bunt them. You can just take the bat back. That's legal. But apparently he did not know that. So he tries to bunt, and the ball goes straight up in the air. Fortunately, it doesn't get caught, and that allows him to strike out with the 0-2 count.
Sure.
Yeah. So these are just bad. You have to coach or clerk in accordance with the skills of the players.
That's correct.
And that just wasn't happening.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike, honest to God, that 3 errors in the same inning the other night.
Oh, yeah, that was a classic.
That was hideous.
Yeah.
I've never seen professional players play that badly.
Was Miranda part of that?
I think he was, actually.
So that might have been the final straw.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he was one of them.
But the Twins, they're in first place, and
Yep.
if they were playing in any other division, well, like the division with Tampa, whatever that division is called,
yep.
I can't keep straight. They would be 8.5 games back.
Isn't that amazing? 8.5 back.
But they're in the right division.
What's Tampa lost now? 2 games, I think?
It's not many.
They have not lost many games. There's no doubt about that. But
No.
yeah, I thought this team would be a lot better. They started the season a lot better, did well against the Yankees, which I always love to see.
Yeah.
Which they haven't done in, 17 years or something like that?
Yeah, it's been around there, yeah.
It's been a long time. And then all of a sudden they started booting the ball around. They started striking out a lot. I don't know what the hell happened. They just disappeared.
Yeah.
And against bad teams too, by the way.
Yeah, they've almost been better against decent teams than bad teams.
100%
Although bad
correct.
team is hard to define now because the Twins, you know who's in second place now?
In second place? No, I didn't check.
It's Detroit.
Oh, that's right. I did know that.
Yeah.
Yep, you're absolutely. Detroit's in second place, so we'll see how that goes. And I don't know. I love the Twins, and I wish they'd get their head out of their ass and start playing. Well, they did win last night, but it took 11 innings, and San Diego's not that good.
No, they're really not. The San Diego team that was supposed to lead the world in home runs, they don't have any power right now.
Yeah.
Manny Machado, he's just not getting the job done, and they paid him, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars. But
Well, I mean, the problem is that I found out of Korea, and you make the same amount of money every year, and he's just not doing as well as you are.
it's about right.
Aren't
Yeah.
you doing about $35 million this year, I think, Mike?
I think that's about right. Yeah, about that. Yeah, I mean, at some point you just stop counting.
The guy makes $35 million a year, and he sucks.
Well, he is a good shortstop.
He's a good shortstop. You're right, but he
And-
can't hit.
and that's pretty valuable. Lately,
Great arm.
I think he's been getting pretty good swings, but I think that he's trying a little too hard to hit the ball a little too hard.
Yeah, it's a good.
And
that's a
that
good
really,
take.
when he's going well, he doesn't do that.
Yep. Used to be a hell of a player. Does he still have back problems and all that thing? You think?
He'll always have problems.
Yeah, it seems like it.
That's why he's with the Twins.
Yep. Nobody else wanted him.
No, it is true.
No, it's true. 2 other teams turned him down.
Yeah.
They brought him in, tested him, and said, "Nope, we're not signing this guy for $35 million."
We'll take your old, we'll take your broken.
Yes, exactly.
We'll take your cheap players.
That's exactly
And
right.
it's also, of course, why Buxton's on the team.
Yes.
Because everybody else figured out, wait a minute, this guy is a walking arthritis.
Yeah, he gets hurt all the
Or a
time.
hobbling arthritis. Yeah, so he can't. That's why he can't play the outfield. I think he did steal 2 bases this year.
Yeah, he did.
And this in a year when I could steal a base.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I
There's
would
no
get
question
hurt,
about
but
it.
I could steal.
Sliding into second, you
Oh
get hurt.
no sliding.
No, yeah,
No
that's-
sliding. Oh, there'll be no sliding.
But
How's
that's
he
the
gonna
same
get
with
back up?
Buxton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, no, it's a flawed team at every aspect.
I love my Twins, and I'll watch my Twins, but it's really frustrating right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're losing to really good teams, I understand, but these teams are not good.
No.
I mean, the Chicago White Sox, really? You lost the series to them, then you lose them to Cleveland? I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
No, those teams are not good.
I blame Judd Zulgad. That's all I have
It's
to say.
always his fault.
It's his fault.
Thank you very much, guys. That's great. Did they not win last night? Was I
They
not
did.
there?
They did.
See a big, extra inning win? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Turned it around last night. I don't know what you guys are talking about, naysayers.
Naysayers. Were you at the game, really?
Yeah, I was in the press box last
Wonderful.
night.
So were you there the whole 11 innings?
I was indeed.
Not bad.
Tom and Mike, it didn't even take 3 hours.
Isn't that amazing?
believe-
11 innings.
I believe time of game, 2:51 or something like that.
For
Last
11
year-
innings.
Yes, for 11 innings. Last year, that sucker goes 3:40.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Minimum, right?
It seemed like the game just took forever, too.
I know.
We're so used to 2 hours and 5 minutes now.
Right.
I love that clock, man.
It's
I gotta
great.
be honest. I love that clock. Get in the box and get going.
Yeah.
You know, I got to point out that Rudy is a sexist. I'd like to point that out. Rudy, the sexist. I looked up. There are 6 people on camera right now.
Mhm.
The 2 premier spots are both women. We're deeply hurt.
Listen, I'm trying not to get canceled here, Tom.
Exactly.
More importantly, you put your non-bruised fruit forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your non-bruised fruit.
Yeah, I said what I
What
said.
was that?
No, you're
Did you
a
just
fruit.
call me fruity?
She did.
Yep, you're
I
little.
heard her. So, Judd, what the hell are we going to do about our Twins? Now, they did come back and win last night, but San Diego's not a good enough team to first of all, beat you and then take you to 11 innings.
Which is really weird because if you look at their payroll and the players, they should be great. They
Yeah,
are.
yep.
They are. I guess through last night, I heard this driving home on the post game show.
The San Diego Padres are second to last in all of the big leagues with runners in scoring position.
Yes. Yep.
How's that possible?
I don't know.
Yeah, because from the top to the bottom of the lineup, everybody looks pretty good on paper.
You said that for the first time in 30
Well, you
years.
notice I stumbled, I hesitated, I did not want to use the phrase, but I'm
First
trying
time
to overcome that.
No. You have
What's
to tell
that?
our audience what this is about. This is wonderful.
Well, it's the sort of thing where every now and then you just have to move forward. And obviously,
After 35
I'm triggered by the
years.
phrase from top to bottom. This, of course, was the phrase that I was unable to calculate, thus not getting the Cadillac on Wheel of Fortune.
From top to bottom.
No. But it was tougher in those days. I have to say that. It was much tougher. People don't know that. You watch the show now. But in those days, you just got the 5 letters. And
Yes,
that was
right.
it. And it was just, it was, and also, you've heard this excuse many times, but I'd sat through like 4 other shows being taped.
Oh, yes.
So
oh,
I
yeah.
was there,
Yep.
I think at 8 in the morning. Now, these days, 8 in the morning, I can handle. It's not easy, but I can do it.
Right.
But in those, like getting up at like 6:30 in the morning, that was something I hadn't done in a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was a little bit tired after all that. I think if I'd just taken a little White Cross or something, I'd been fine.
Sure.
Next time I'll bring along just a little bit, like some Adderall, maybe.
Okay, can I put the ending to this story? Because
Yes.
then I got involved.
I know where I was going, and I'm pretty sure it's where you were going. So I was going to say, and I'll leave it. I'll hand off to you but it was all worthwhile because of the great prizes I won.
He did, a Dalmatian. He won a statue of a
Ceramic?
Dalmatian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not a real dog.
I was like a real dog.
No, not a real dog.
I can't
Ceramic.
believe this is all. I'm in shocked right now.
So you didn't know he was on Wheel of Fortune?
No, I look and I found I found
You found him failing?
a recap of it all, and your first one was Stick of Dynamite.
Stick of Dynamite.
Yeah, like
I don't
this-
even remember that.
Yeah,
No,
that
I
was
don't
your
either.
That's tough.
game show host was one of them. Going off the deep
Going
end.
off the deep end. Now that
I
was,
do remember that one.
That was a good one.
Buffalo, New York, and then the one I don't want to mention.
No.
Well, here's another thing you could never mention again, okay? So I get a call from this Mr.
Here we
Gelfand
go.
who just won all these prizes on Wheel of Fortune. And so he said, could you come over and help me move? I got this huge roller carpet, and this roller carpet was about, 2 feet from, from side to side?
It was big.
It was huge, right? He said, I need to move it. I want to put it up on the second floor of my house. Okay? I said, yeah, I'll come over, no problem. It's not going to be a problem at all. I'll be right over. So I drive over there, walk in. This carpet's about, 8, 9, 10 feet long?
Oh,
this
at
roller
least,
carpet.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe even 12 feet long.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, I'll grab this end, and then why don't you just pick up your end, and I'll kind of push it up the stairs to the end. It'll be great. And he goes, what? I said, yeah, just grab the front end of it, and I'll be in the back, and I'll just... He goes, I'm not going to carry the carpet.
Well, look, I mean...
True story.
You're a lifter, right?
I was at the time. At the time, I was a big
You were a
power
lifter.
lifter. That's
I mean,
true.
you're in there every day.
I did carry it up the stairs by myself, by the way. He's not kidding.
And he was letting you lift for free.
That's correct.
So Mike, you're actually a good friend.
Well, yeah, exactly.
What?
You let him train for free.
Yeah, like he didn't have to pay. Tom normally pays, a gym membership, and here
Sure.
Mike is like,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
That's right.
You're welcome.
That's a good...
I would have left, Tom.
I would get that carpet had to weigh at least 300 pounds.
Oh, yeah. I
And
mean,
maybe more.
I mean, for me to try to lift that thing and go up the stairs, no, my disc wouldn't have slipped. It would have gone right through the bottom of the floor.
But did Vanna White touch it?
Oh.
Now, I thought we were talking about carpeting.
Yes.
Oh,
Mikey,
boy.
you delivered that one perfectly, I thought. That worked out very, very well. But no, that was good for me. I got a little exercise that day, carrying 400 pounds of carpet up the stairs by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, had to turn a corner at the top, so that was a thrill,
you remember
too.
that very vividly.
Oh, I do. I remember it very vividly.
And you stayed friends.
Not really.
I don't know if that's what you'd call this.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we've both gotten over it. Me getting over not getting the Cadillac.
And me getting over
You having to lift the car.
I had to have hernia surgery, but other than that, it was fine.
It's just like you know what? It's like meatball surgery.
That's true now. It's
They
meatball
just
surgery.
go in there, they grab the thing, they shove it back in, and you're good to go.
Why don't we open an Italian restaurant and call it meatball surgery? What do you think?
So it would be a good band name.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, that's a great band name. I love that one.
It would be true. So we got our Twins day game today, correct?
Oh,
Correct.
We got the getaway game
Who's
today.
pitching?
Yu Darvish against Bailey Ober. I don't like the Twins' chances.
Well, we got the taller of the two.
That's true. That's true. But if they can, they got 9 hits last night, Mike. And dare I say, that is, unfortunately for them, fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If they could just get this offense going a bit, because they continue to get, this is as good of starting pitching as we've seen in how long? How many years?
It's been a long time.
It was, but lately it's crumbling a little.
Yeah.
Well, Lopez was. He wasn't great, but he was good.
Oh,
and
they were
good enough
smacking
to
that
win.
ball all around the park. It just was staying in.
Well, no. I'm talking about the starter. Jorge got smacked around.
Well, but the starter, it was like a warning track thing, pretty much, and he was throwing the ball right down the middle of the plate when he could throw a strike, which was rarely.
Yeah, he did struggle with that. Mike, I came on this show today with the direction of trying to make Tom as happy as possible.
Way to go, Mike.
Twins win.
Way to go,
And Gelfand has to rain on the parade.
But they won despite all this, so there is that.
Mm-hmm. Had the 2-0 lead, then they tied it up 2-2. They end up winning it 3-2?
Yep. 4-3, I think.
4-3.
4-3, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the Padres took a 3-2 lead, I think, in the 10th.
Oh, what a shock.
On get this, I'll say it slowly because it no longer happens in baseball much. A perfectly executed suicide squeeze.
Yep.
Really?
I almost started weeping in the press box, seeing something that guys now just can't bunt.
There's no
It's
crying
incredible.
in the baseball press box.
None.
Privately,
Well,
just
that's
like
okay
with sobbing, but quietly. Mike.
But the great thing was the newest twin was the hero, right?
Yes.
Who drove in the winning
Kirilloff?
run?
Kirilloff did.
Yep.
And if Kirilloff's wrist remains intact, he's really good.
Yeah.
He is.
Like he's here to stay. The problem is every time we start down that path, he gets this pain. I mean, they shaved part of the bone this time.
Ugh.
I've never heard of this before. They shaved part of the bone in his wrist down because it was causing problems.
But they used the Techmatic, so there was no cut, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully it works.
Hopefully it works.
Hopefully it works because if it doesn't work, I think we're in trouble here.
Yeah, because you can't keep shaving it.
No, there's only so much bone to shave. Yeah. Exactly right. Before it's just gone entirely.
Oh well, look, I watch the games. I love the Twins, and there's no question about it. And I didn't watch the end of the game though, because once that stuff did happen with that 3-2 down after being up 2-0, I turned it off. I'm like, I can't watch them lose another one. Thank God they came back.
Did you really turn it off at that point?
Yep, I did. I said, this team sucks right now, because this team right now is not good.
No, they've got some issues there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the defense is better today than it was yesterday.
When they booted around 3 errors, you mean?
Yeah, and also because now Miranda's in St. Paul, where he belongs.
That's true.
And hopefully he'll put it all together and he'll be back. But if he isn't back, why would I care?
I understand.
What's going on with what gets me is it's not that the fielding itself is fundamentally consistently bad. What I don't get is the mental errors that they make.
Yeah.
Like Vasquez 2 nights ago throwing the ball to Miranda at third base, who's not prepared for it. It hits the runner.
Yep.
Dribbles away. Like that's little league crap. It's unnecessary.
And Vasquez defensively, right now he is the number one problem. A catcher who really just messes things up constantly. That's a big problem.
It is a big problem.
Right now I'm going to just get on him the way I did Miranda. It worked with Miranda. They sent him down. Now I'm going to go right after Vasquez.
I love it.
Vasquez,
Okay,
now
keep
there's a
them coming.
weightlifter turned baseball player, right?
I don't know that.
Oh, well, he looks like he weighs about 350, and it's all muscle.
He's a catcher, man.
Yeah.
Old school, right?
Yeah.
Pudge.
Well, that's
Catchers
true.
were always the stockiest guys back in the day.
Earl Batty, baby.
They start out in Little League, where your catcher is the guy who is so fat that he can stop the ball.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean that's true.
It is
It's
true.
always the fattest kid in the team who's the catcher.
You're absolutely right.
Because nobody at that age can actually catch the ball. So it's a matter of someone who's big enough to stop the ball.
And guess what? I caught.
But look at, thanks to Livia.
Thanks to Livia, I am now.
Thanks to Livia,
there we
you're
go.
good to go, baby.
Tip top shape, but yeah, they stuck me behind the plate until guys stole, and I didn't have a strong enough arm to throw, and then I got the Little League curse of, why don't you go to the outfield and sit in the grass there while balls don't come to you?
God,
That's when I knew it was time to start to assess and criticize as opposed to actually participate.
Yeah, there you go. Gelfand, who was the announcer who didn't know he was on the air back in the Earl Batty era?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the story, what the guy said about Earl Batty? He didn't know his mic was on. Earl Batty hits a home run, and he had just run into some legal problems about something. I don't even remember what the hell.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, it had probably had something to do with the Cloverleaf Motel.
I believe you're correct. It was the Cloverleaf Motel.
That was the downfall of many a young man.
The guy doesn't know his mic's on, and he says, well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, having a great time here today. Earl Batty hits a home run, rounding third and headed to the workhouse.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're kidding?
No, he didn't know his mic was on. He said it right on the air.
Well, it wasn't Halsey, though.
No. No, it was not
Halsey
Halsey.
would not have said that.
He was too busy eating a raw onion.
The legendary Halsey. Oh, I was actually in a car driving to Bradenton with Halsey.
Oh.
First year I covered the Twins, and he's in the back seat. And he's alternating smoking cigars and chewing on onions, sometimes doing both.
Oh, that's like so disgusting.
And it's Florida, so it's like, 95 degrees outside. The air conditioner is blasting.
Loved him, though.
Well, Halsey
Loved
was great.
Halsey. He was the best. We've been very lucky. Our announcers in this town for baseball have been very, very good.
I had a kid on my Little League team one time, kid I coached, who's, I can't remember his last name, but his first and middle name was Halsey Hall.
Really?
Yeah.
Named after?
Named after.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
There's no question.
I asked my wife if we could do that with one of our kids.
No.
And it was a non-starter.
Not happening.
What are you going to name the kid?
Well, it would have been Halsey Hall Gelfand.
Halsey Hall Gelfand. I like it.
But we went with Max instead, and I think that turned out for the best.
Yeah.
You know that almost every time I go to the St. Louis Park Byerly's, I run into your ex-wife?
Is that right?
She's always in there.
I never run into her. I never run into you.
Do you go to that same one?
Sure.
Well, we probably go different hours, I would guess.
That's a great one.
It is a really good.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that
mine.
store.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's a really good store, no question about it. So, what else has happened to Mr. Zulgad?
Well, the palpable excitement in sports today is going to be for the NFL schedule release, which is going to be done at 7 o'clock tonight in prime time. It's become a prime time show now. I'm not joking. They release the schedule. Now, you know your opponents, but you don't know days, you don't know times, you don't know TV. This league, it's incredible how much this league has perfected the art of nothing being something. The draft, 3 days, people can't get enough. Nothing happens. It's names being called. And now we used to release the schedule at noon and it would just come out, right? But then they realized, fans were like, oh, hold on a second. I got to plan my trips. I got to plan this. I got to plan that. And so now it's 7 o'clock. They have a primetime show where they break it down. In fact, we are going to go live on our Purple Daily YouTube channel to do exactly that because these fans are crazy and it's great. They keep us in business. I love them.
You're talking about millions of downloads, man. It's that big.
It's great. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts.
Well, I know this. I would much rather watch that than the CNN town hall meetings.
Oh, my, any of these meetings.
I was wondering who would bring that up.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back.
I was wondering who was going to go there.
We'll get to it right after this break.
You don't have to.
No, it's fine. We could, because as you know, I hate them both, so I got nothing to lose.
Sure.
I have nothing to win and nothing to lose. They're the same exact. And I will say this. When you're talking Donald Trump and Joe Biden, I can't tell them apart. They're the exact same person. I'm in this for the money. I mean, it's disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to go pee. We'll be right back.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live at tombernardshow.com or on the Tom Barnard Show app.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw and Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw and Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw and Bryant.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Even though, Judd, your emotions seem to be a roller coaster, your scale isn't, right? And why is that?
That is exactly right. And that's because of my friends at Livia Weight Control Centers who helped me keep my weight the same after I lost, and this is the most important thing, 40 pounds. So they are going to help you drop weight. And then most importantly, they're going to help you maintain the thing that all of us struggle to do at times, and that is maintain weight loss. Join today. You're going to get 3 months free plus a free gift during Livia's Client Appreciation Week, which ends on Friday, their annual spring client appreciation event ongoing now. And again, 3 months for free right now. Special savings, giveaways, and more. 855-GO-LIVIA, Livia, LIVEA.com. Lose the weight and keep it off. 3 months free.
And now, great moments in sports pep talks on the Tom Barnard Show.
You guys suck right now, but we're going to tell you. I will tell you, both Brittany and Rudy have never dropped the ball like you assholes.
That was great moments in sports pep talks.
So you proud of that bit? You played it twice in one day. I like it.
No,
perfect.
We were waiting for you to get back from the can, so I was like, we got 12 seconds. We might as well. It's sports related. We got Gelfand and Judd. I mean, two iconic Minnesota sports reporters here.
Now I got to go home.
I used to give a lot of great sports talks to my little league kids.
You did?
What were they like?
Well, actually, what I tried to do was distract them.
It's a good plan.
The thing is, all the other coach would say, "You got to focus. You got to focus. Now bear down," and I'd be just like throwing stuff out, just weird. Like we had this huge game, championship game, and the other coach is giving a pep talk, and I said, "Kids, I just want to tell you a story about my grandfather, my grandpa Jack." We were playing the Rotary Club that day. They were undefeated, and I said, "Guys, I want to tell you a story about my grandpa Jack. He grew up in Russia, could barely speak English, but he learned to speak it. He had quite an accent, and he never felt a part of the whole culture. You know, he was a pawnbroker in Tulsa, and he just didn't feel like he fit in. So he said one day, you know what? I know what I'm going to do to just fit into this whole city, these wonderful people. I'm going to join the Rotary Club." So after work one day, he walked down the street. There was a Rotary Club meeting. And he sat there, and he sat through the meeting, and then he said, and when they asked if anyone there wanted to join, he raised his hand, and he said in his Russian accent, he said, "Yes, I would like to be a Rotary member."
Mm-hmm.
They laughed at him.
Did they find out he was a Jew? Was that the problem?
Well, it's hard to hide that in Tulsa.
Yeah, exactly.
But he said, I wanted to join. They laughed at him, and it broke his heart, guys. Aww. He was humiliated, and on his deathbed, he beckoned me over. He could barely speak, and I went up and I sat on the bed with him, and he whispered into my ear, "Mike, get that damn Rotary Club."
I like it.
And then I paused and I said to my kids, get that damned Rotary Club.
Yeah, horn tootin'.
Oh, you went Herb Brooks is what you did.
It was right. It was Herb Brooksian is what it was. You know, I skipped the, this is the moment of your life and all that stuff. They wouldn't have bought that. But this one, and when I said it, they just looked at each other, totally confused.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the Rotary Club even is.
Thank you, Tom. I was wondering that
I
entire
have
time.
no idea what that even is. No.
Didn't you grow up at all with like the Rotary people, like
North
always
Minneapolis?
negative.
and
No.
sponsoring random streets, and it's just a bunch of old men that get together and
Is it like the Freemasons?
kind of without the dumb hats.
No.
Whoa.
My grandfather
It's
was
like
a
that.
member of the Masons.
He was?
He was a Shriner.
And why would you
know
not? If
that.
you could pick,
Yeah.
wouldn't you pick Shriners?
Shriner all the way.
All the way. They have the hats. They have the little cars in the parade.
The Fez.
Yeah.
The Fez.
Yeah, the
Done it.
Fez.
And also the Rotary, the Shriners, they basically were excoriated and they were shunned throughout history, especially in the U.S. because they were deists.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Can't have that.
No, you can't have that. No.
Oh, God, no. Everything else is good, but not that.
No, not the deist thing. No. So, but they do a lot of good work. Actually, I've always mocked them, but they do a lot of good work. The Rotary Club, I think Brittany had it right. They sponsor streets and things like that.
Yeah.
I've heard of them, but I have no
I'll
idea
get a
what the
lot
hell
of
they want.
bad feedback on that one.
What's the purpose of that? Like, why?
Well, it's usually
Why are you
for,
doing it?
It's for elderly white men to get together and smoke cigars.
Yeah.
Glug, glug, too? Little
Nothing
glugging?
wrong with that.
No.
Were they drinking?
What's that?
Were they drinking, too?
Afterwards, I imagine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then not during the meeting, though?
No.
Let me just tell you something. That'd be wonderful.
But that's the way you deal with kids, like 9, 10-year-old kids.
Uh-huh.
You just distract them.
I understand.
They go up there and they're not thinking about baseball. Their minds are totally free. And they go up there
Yep.
and they see a baseball and they hit it.
I like it. There's no question.
By the way,
You.
we beat
I
those
know.
damn Rotary Clubs.
You know that he had to come to that sooner.
All right.
That's why we
You
all
had to make up the
paused.
story essentially, but you beat him. I'm glad to hear that.
Suck it, Rotary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was all about the pep talk. It wasn't really about the game.
Yeah, with that pep talk, we got tomorrow's bid already in the can. I
Yeah,
love
there
it.
you
Thanks,
go.
Mike.
Exactly right. We're good to go, man.
And I don't want to hear any feedback from anyone ever about how I was kicked out of a game, like the only Little League coach ever kicked out of a game, which isn't true. These days, they have fist fights at the Little League games.
They do, yeah.
Parents come out of the stands to punch
you
the
coach?
umpire, and that's going too far. It's
Well,
okay to
where'd
come
you
out of the
coach, Mike?
stands and tell the umpire he sucks,
Yeah.
but not to punch him.
Judd wants to know where you coached.
There's a St. Louis Park.
Right in St. Louis? Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
Many
Works
years.
for me. Works for me. I was never invited to play Little League or anything. I played, I think, baseball in sixth grade at St. Joe's.
Yeah.
And my shortcomings appeared very quickly. So there was not much of a career after that.
Well, you could have hit the ball a long ways.
I could hit the ball a long ways, but that fielding part,
Oh, well, that's incidental.
it really is. I always thought
If you
that
can
anyway.
hit the ball a long ways, you don't have to worry about fielding.
Yeah.
The Twins.
Exactly.
That's true.
You could be the Twins catcher.
Joey Gallo.
Joey
Joey
Gallo.
Gallo.
What's he hitting, about 160 now?
Oh God, he looks awful.
He
too.
looks
really
terrible.
does. He started out well.
Yep.
He's unplayable right now.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Start weeping over here. That's all I
Sorry
have to
about
say.
that. I didn't mean to come in and bring things down, but yeah, at the plate he is a mess.
I'll cheer you up by passing something along that was said, I believe, to Mike Gelfand and me at the same time. It was said by the very famous Dave Moore, one of the greatest news anchors of all time.
Yep.
He was our news anchor at Channel 4 for years. And Gelfand and I walk out to the mound because Dave was pitching for the opponent. And we asked about a certain anchor, a female anchor.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember this one, Mikey?
I do remember.
Beautiful woman.
Yes.
I thought she did a terrific job, whatever. Mike says to him,
Oh no.
so, Dave, what do you think of blah, blah, blah? Long pause, and he goes, well, there's less there than meets the eye. Remember that, Gelfand?
Yeah, it now,
phenomenal.
I do remember. Now, what you have to know about that is the story is absolutely accurate, except the guy it wasn't me who asked the question. I could have.
Oh, I thought you were the one.
The guy who asked the question, a guy who was a great tennis player, by the way, and who was infatuated with that anchor person.
I do remember his name,
Yes,
too. We won't pass it along to
Friend
the
of
people.
yours.
He's no longer with us, is he?
What? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, she didn't. That's not the one she married then.
No.
Oh, so it's a different guy.
No, this was a guy who, he was a voiceover guy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I know.
Good
what
guy.
you're talking about now. Yep.
But he had a thing for this anchor person.
Well, she's a beautiful woman.
Oh, sure, yeah. And
No
she
doubt about it.
she does or did a good job.
Has a good personality, has a sense of humor.
And so
the
he
whole
was
deal.
just, he thought she was the greatest. So it kind of like, it broke his heart.
I love Dave. Another one very quick Dave Moore story. I was walking to a restaurant one time. This is, 30 years ago now, probably. And Dave Moore and his lovely wife were coming out of the restaurant as I was going in.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Dave, but I had never met his wife. She assumed that I didn't know Dave.
It was Shirley, right?
Shirley, yeah. As I'm walking in, I see Dave, and he goes, "Hey, Dave, how you doing, man?" And she goes, "Would you shut the hell up and get away from him?"
Whoa.
Pardon me. I was like, what?
And that is why you'd never met his wife before.
And Dave goes, no, honey, I've known him for years. He's a friend of mine. I was like, oh, God. Starts yelling at me. I'm like, Jesus.
Well, she was protective.
She was protective. I loved
That's pretty
Dave.
uncomfortable.
That is so
there.
uncomfortable.
So you know what I did, Judd? I went to the Court Bar and got drunk. What do you think of that, act?
Take
bar.
that,
baby.
Cindy.
Oh, the Court. That's a great call.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was
the old Court Bar, yeah.
Famous watering hole
It was.
that the Cannon always referred to.
Yeah, Cannon always talked about the Court Bar.
That's the one that was at the time downstairs of CCO, right?
Yep.
Which is now, it's been something else for years, I forget. But
It's Cambria
that's-
now, isn't it? I think.
Well,
Doesn't Cambria
there's a
have their
Cambria,
office?
but there's also a bar. There's also a bar in that.
Oh,
place,
there
I
is.
believe.
Okay.
Yes.
I think, who's a very, very famous sports guy? They opened a bar there later on. God, I can't think of. I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. Anyway,
That was
moving
the
forward.
good old days when athletes would open bars.
Yeah, athletes and announcers.
And announcers,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Now
true.
they have so much money, why would they bother?
Nah, that's why would I even want to do that? You're absolutely right about put up with all that BS. Somebody told me that not Liquor Lyle's, Lee's Liquors is closed.
Done.
Really?
Oh, man. I saw a lot of great bands there over the years.
Oh, Lee's Liquors. I loved that place. So it is done, huh?
Yeah.
Why? What the hell happened?
It's, it's the nature of the business. You open a place like that and eventually she closes.
But you would think being so close to the Twin Stadium would be really good for business, you'd think.
And pandemic, too.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
probably a big part. The pandemic just wiped out a lot of classic bars. Very, very sad.
You know, I'm going to get a call later on today. It's going to go, well, the reason they closed, Tom, is because you stopped drinking. Okay, thank you.
They did take a hit.
They took a big hit
Well,
from that one.
I used to go there occasionally, and they always had these sort of legacy type bands. Usually it consisted of maybe 5 guys who had been in bands in the 60s.
Yeah.
And they just never stopped playing. And why would you stop playing, right? I mean, it's a wonderful thing to be able to do that.
I agree.
But the problem is, eventually those guys got to be 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so imagine, I went there one day. It's a true story. I went there and I was enjoying them. One guy had been like with the Underbeats, for example.
Oh, I
Another
love the
guy had been
Underbeats.
with the Castaways. These are
Yep.
legacy bands. You wouldn't know anything about that.
The Dell Counts.
You young women. And yeah, the Del Counts, yeah. And so I'm walking by the stage. They're taking a break. And people are coming up to the musicians. Hey, where's Ernie today? Well, he had a triple bypass.
Oh.
What about Jimmy?
Oh.
Well, he's getting chemo.
That's unfortunate.
I like Please, though. I saw EL No there one time. It was an ELO cover band.
Oh, that's
I've
EL
seen them.
No?
That's Brits. They're great.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Really? EL No.
Yeah.
Lee's Liquor Lounge, baby.
Oh, it was the
Super
greatest.
fun,
It was
yeah.
phenomenal. Great bars in Minneapolis. Although Mousie's was tough to beat.
Well, the only time I was in there was that one time when I was driving a cab.
I remember that.
I went in
You
there
were
to
telling me that story.
pick up a fare, and I looked out. There were like 100 people in the bar, which I think you probably the fire department said you could have 50 people there. They had
Oh, God. So
And
just
I
packed.
walk in there, it's utter chaos.
Ugh.
It's like 9 o'clock on a Saturday night. Not that it would have mattered. And I say, yeah, I'm looking for Jimmy. I'm driving the cab. I'm looking for Jimmy. Oh, he's over there. The guy points, And he points, I realized eventually he points to a guy who's lying on the floor.
Oh.
Semi-conscious.
That was his spot, though.
That was his spot, yeah.
He had to rest.
Well, look at the bright side. Everybody knew his name.
Exactly. Must be nice to be popular.
I'll tell you what, the combination.
Did you pick him up, though? That's the question. Or did you just walk out?
I was young and naive, and I did, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I paid the price for that.
Was it Cannon and Dave Moore that used to go after Mousies and over there?
Yeah.
They both talk about it. It was just, what are you doing tonight? No, I go over to Mousies, hang out for
Mousies.
The carousel. It
Carousel,
was the
right.
carousel and Mousies. Yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of like siblings, you might say.
Very quick story. This is many years ago when Mousies was still open. I'm driving down Hennepin Avenue. And as I go by Mousies, there's a guy and a woman. She's got her hand down his pants, and he's got his hands both up her dress.
Okay.
Right?
Romance.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Right there, right on Hennepin Avenue, right in front of the bar, right?
Okay, yeah.
My attention.
I did whatever I needed to do on the other end of Hennepin, drove back down Hennepin, past Mousies. She was gone, and he was dry humping the sidewalk.
It doesn't speak well for her.
You're absolutely right about that. He's humping away. And by the way, he had his hands down by his knees, and he was going like, squeeze, 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 squeeze. He's doing this.
Yeah.
It's like, she's gone. I don't know if you know that or not.
Oh, don't ruin the dream. Oh, that's so rough.
Well, you know what? He wanted some asphalt.
He wanted some asphalt. I'm going to give you some asphalt tonight.
Yeah. All men, they're just after that asphalt.
That's it. What are you going to do? Such is life.
Yeah.
All right. So, Judd.
Yes, sir.
We got about 3 minutes with you before you go on to your next endeavor. So, what do you think? So the games today, you're not looking good as far. It's a day game, and you don't think they got much of a shot.
Darvish is pretty good. The pitching matchup does not. I would say that if you were to look at the betting lines, which are almost entirely on starting pitchers, that the Twins would not be favored. And then they have the Cubs for 3.
Right.
So, I mean, they should win 2 or 3 against the Cubs, right?
You would think so, yes.
Sonny Gray's pitching Friday, so
good pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they're going to hold teams to 3 or 4 runs per game, start to hit the ball, starting with the shortstop, who makes $35 million a year, Carlos Correa. He hit the ball pretty well last night, but on his double, he thought it was a home run. He trotted. He almost got thrown out at second, and then Tommy Watkins, the third base coach, got his ass thrown out at home because they inexplicably decided to run on Fernando Tatis's arm, which is one of the best in baseball. But besides that, it was really well done.
Imagine you're hitting 190.
I know.
And you hit the ball hard for a change, and you're thinking, well, you know what? I'm making $35 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
This ball might go over the fence. It might not. But I'm not going to run and then be embarrassed by the fact I was running when it was a home run.
Oh, no, you're absolutely
So I'm just
right.
going to stand there and admire it.
Well, Nick Gordon, right?
What about?
Did he get out of the box?
He didn't even run out of the
on
box.
Sunday.
Hit into a double play because instead of running to first base, he watched where the ball was going. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, man.
Bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah.
Fast guy. Fast guy at the plate, and he decides to not run, and so he gets doubled off, no runs, and you started off again with bases loaded, nobody out. That's ridiculous.
I couldn't agree more. So now that you only have about 30 seconds left, I have to read. While we're on the show, a bunch of headlines run through my computer, right? And they pop up, and once in a while, some headlines just get to be too good to pass up. This is a headline that just popped up on my screen just now, and the headline is, and Judd, you're going to be very happy about this, Iceland is granting citizenship to Pussy Riot members. What?
They're a punk rock band.
No, I know.
Oh, okay, I was like...
That's a headline in the national news?
Really.
But that's a headline in the national news that Iceland's letting Pussy Riot in.
Slow business day.
No, it's called clickbait.
Oh, I suppose.
People
I suppose
will.
you're right.
You don't care what the story is. You care what the headline is, right?
Yeah,
because
you're right.
a lot of people aren't going to know what she knew, and they're going to say, "Whoa, Pussy Riot! I got to click on this," and they're going to get a ton of hits.
Pussy
And
Riot.
once you get the hits, you can't take the hits back.
No, that's true. Pussy Riot apparently is a Russian protest band.
Yep.
I had no idea that was. So Pussy Riot's good?
Yeah.
Good? They are?
Sure.
I'm a fan. Yeah, you guys remember that old song by Prince, too. Girl, you need Pussy Riot.
Oh, yeah.
Pussy Riot.
Pussy control.
Okay.
Well, now I found out who can't sing on the show, so that's good.
First off,
Tom, you got songs from the past. This is fantastic.
I was ready to come in with the harmony too.
Yeah, I know. He's ready to
he was
kick her into
warming up.
high
He was
gear.
gargling in the corner.
Kick her into high gear, baby. That's all you need to know, right? All right, Judd, we will talk to you next week.
Tuesday. Talk to you. Take care, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Judd's All Good. Ladies and gentlemen, Skor North. I do love working with those guys. They're good guys.
Yeah, talented young men.
Well, I don't know about the talent part.
I don't know about young either, really.
Young, talented, nice people. Come on, stop with the lying.
That's true.
All right, I got to move on from Pussy Riot members being allowed into Iceland. I've never been. Catherine's been to Iceland several times. She loves the place. Just loves it.
I heard it's just beautiful.
That's what she says. Yeah.
It's cheap to fly there, but then everything there is really expensive.
That's what I've heard.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Yeah.
Which Catherine's never brought up to me, by the way.
It's never come up in conversation.
Never come up how expensive it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm busting my ass on the
Yeah, I know.
morning show.
I've shopped with Catherine.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no.
We've done
Is it hideous?
We've done some damage. It's fun shopping with Catherine.
Be honest with me. Is it hideous, though?
What do you mean? Like,
How much dough she spent?
oh, it's beautiful.
Oh.
It's hashtag goals. It's like what I modeled my life around.
I mean,
gold.
you're like, it's hard enough to go shopping with Brittany. Like, I will get peer pressured. Last time I went shopping with her and her mom, they peer pressured me into buying a leather coat.
Oh, my
Beautiful.
God.
It was beautiful. And do you regret it?
No.
It's beautiful.
These women, you know.
These women,
Oh,
Mike.
these women.
You can't not buy that.
You
You
can't.
lose money if you don't buy it.
Honestly, it's an investment piece.
What the hell?
Price per wear.
Price per wear is my go-to thing. I go price per wear.
What
like,
does that mean?
It's a term I made up. You got to spend more money on things you wear a lot of. So like
sure.
jeans,
Oh, okay.
everyday stuff. And when you break down price per wear, like in this imaginary world I have, you have to like so if you wear it once, let's say it's $100. Wear it twice, it's just $50 a wear.
That's true.
If you wear, 4 times 20. So price per wear. Oh my God,
There's just
price
like
per
all
wear
the
for
numbers
you.
going up through Brittany's head.
I'm not an investor. Quack. Sorry, I'll move on.
Got the quack quack.
Sorry,
There
I'll
you
move
go.
on.
Well, you know, this is why I used to shop with my friend Bridget Bornstein. You've heard me
Yeah.
talk about
Yep,
her over the years, and of course
absolutely.
she was a TV journalist for many years. I would go if I let's say I needed a sweater or a sport coat or something. I would just call up Bridget and I'd say I need a sport coat. She'd say I'll be there in 20 minutes. She'd because she loves shopping.
Oh, okay.
And I'd say, well, I need a sport coat. What size? I'd say, well, I'm pretty much a 36 regular. She'd say, that was tough, but I think Nordstrom might have something you want. we'd go over to Ridgedale, and she'd say this way, and she'd lead me to the third floor. She'd know the exact rack.
Yeah.
And I'd say, yeah, I'd look at it, yeah, I'd try it on fit. I'd say, yeah, this is good. And she'd say, how much? I'd say, well, it's $129, pretty cheap. She'd say, I got a coupon for that.
Oh.
Yep.
She had a
That's pretty
coupon for
good.
everything. Yeah.
Pretty good.
But now, of course, I've gone to my special brand, which is homeless casual.
Yeah.
Sure.
You've really leaned into that look.
I have, yeah.
But you
Great look.
perfected it.
I have perfected it, yes.
And that price per wear on that sweatshirt
Yeah.
you're doing great.
It really is. The other day I started to put on a hoodie, and I looked at it and I said, I can't wear this. It doesn't have a hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then must not have been yours.
No.
We had the late great Chris Cornell from Soundgarden come to the 93X studios one day, and Chris at that point in his career, he had already had multiple platinum records, millions of dollars, and he basically dressed like Gelfand said, like homeless chic, right? And finally, his wife had said, "You have to go out and just please buy a nice pair of jeans. You have to do this for yourself." So she took him out. and he bought a pair of $800 jeans.
Oh, God.
Which is crazy, right? And he said that the day he bought them, he vowed he would never take them off. And he had been wearing them for like 5 years. And he's like, I think I got my $800 worth.
That's
God.
disgusting.
Which sounds crazy. But if you talk to like any, and of course, obviously, if they get too sweaty or too bad, you do wash them. But
Trust
you talk
me.
to any denim enthusiast, it's not like buying a pair of Levi's. If you buy super quality denim, you can wear that denim every single day for a decade and it does not lose its shape or its comfortability.
Okay, so there's like a whole, I mean, I've read many of blogs about like the deep denim dive that you can do and like break down, and like you're supposed to have these denims that you never wash. But at the end of the day, I would have to say that like people that really get in and buy into that, like I bought this denim, I never wash it, are like the same people who are rocking like a hairstyle you never have to wash. And at the end of the day, you got to spot clean. Okay, there's some areas that like it's just not okay. Like that is.
Yeah, but the great thing about denims that you wear every day for like 8 years, you don't have to hang them up because they stand by themselves.
And the microorganisms you could study in those pants.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You know what's sad about that? I just realized something. The last time I owned a pair of denim pants was about 35 years ago.
I don't think I've ever seen you wear
I
jeans
never wear
ever.
denim. Never.
No.
Because I look like a ranch hand.
Yeah.
I do. When I'm wearing denim, I look like a
You
ranch
do.
hand.
Yeah. And I mean this in the best way. Your body's insane. Like.
Well,
not in a good way.
No, I mean, like your proportions, like jeans on you would be awkward.
Well, you've seen my calf.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
it's 2 Easter hams and it ain't gonna work.
so it'd either look like awkward fitting skinny jeans when
Yes.
you weren't going for that,
Horrible.
and you'd have that cowboy walk.
I would have the cowboy one.
And you know what works for you, and I like that. And I think you could stay away from hard pants for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I have now.
And you should.
I just wear these. I love them. They're wonderful.
You were exclusive Viking Zubas until about 6 months ago.
Yeah, I wore a lot of Viking Zubas back in the day.
Yeah, we were
But that
looking-
was about 25 years ago.
We were looking up a piece for like a bit that we were trying to work on, and I looked up an old interview of you on like Channel 9 or something, and there's this reporter all decked out to the nines, and you're sitting in your living room with a sweatshirt on and a pair of Viking Zubas. I'm like, well, at least you could get dressed up for the interview. That was nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Catherine, it was so funny. I was like, yeah, you know, Tom makes fun of my clothes all the time. He goes, Brittany, he wore Zubas to work.
I did. It's true for about 5 years.
One of the appeals of the broadcasting industry.
Supporting my friends. Hawk and Animal owned the company.
Hawk and
so,
Animal.
You know,
I
gotta
wore
support
those
my
Zubas,
buddies.
yeah, that they brought in. I wore them for at least 15 years.
Mike, you and Zubas.
Oh, he would look great in Zubas.
You'd be swimming.
He looked phenomenal.
Like
Well, they were a little big, but
He had to do that thing that like us slutty girls did in high school. We'd roll up the waistband so you'd have your hip bones stick out.
But you got to remember, in those days, I weighed a full 120.
Oh, yeah. Not to brag or anything.
Bruiser.
That was a lot bigger.
The Bruiser. You know, it's funny you just brought up that sport coat deal, and I was thinking the whole time, 36 regular. I think I went to my second grade graduation.
Girl, same. Like,
whoa.
You know, and there's really nothing more demeaning than going into an apparel shop.
Apparel.
And being waited on by a 100-year-old Jewish guy who's like about 4'10". You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I definitely.
And the guy looks up at me and he says, yeah, well, can I help you? And I say, yeah, I'm looking, I need to buy a sport coat. He said, oh, what's your size? I'd say, about a 36 regular. And he looks up at me and says, we don't have anything that small.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to date a really skinny guy. Remember Judson?
Yeah.
And one day, Judson, he's sleeping in, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try to put on his jeans.
Uh-oh.
So I tried to put on his jeans, and I remember I sent you and my friend Michelle the photo, and it was like half up my thighs, and I was like, yeah, we're not going to have like a cute breakfast moment of me wearing his jeans. Like, they would not fit. He was so skinny.
Really?
Yes, like skinny, and I loved it. I just was like, it was like heroin chic without the heroin. I loved it.
What was the made-up slogan we had for Nate's? Because I remember, I think it was in, I don't know if it was in North Minneapolis or South Minneapolis, but there was a men's clothing store, pretty much African-American clientele, and it was called Cliffs.
Well, yeah.
And what was the name? What was their slogan?
The slogan was, this was they advertised a lot on KUXL.
KUXL.
The Soul Station back in the 60s.
They did.
And they went with this commercial for many years.
Loved it.
And the slogan was, "Don't be a stiff, go to Cliffs."
That's a slogan.
That's a slogan. You got to insult your clientele first.
Go to Cliffs.
And then get them in. That's so good.
Oh, God, I love that. Don't be a stiff, go to Cliffs.
Boy, that was advertising.
But Nate's
genius.
had one, too. Some people had a slogan for Nate's, but I can't remember what the hell it was. Doesn't matter. Many great bars. Remember all those wonderful bars you could hang out with, hang out in back in the day?
Oh, there's some great ones.
My favorite. What's the name of the one there? It's on like 25th and Lyndale. It's right next to the Red Dragon, I think, or maybe it is the Red Dragon.
Well, the Red Dragon was
Talking about the CC Club.
No, it's not.
No,
on
across
corner.
the street.
You're right, though.
The Red Dragon was famous for the Wanderers punches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that must be, and it must have been the Red Dragon.
Oh, the Red. Oh, the Wanderers punch.
They had their food was sort of. They claimed at least that it was the closest thing to the Nankin, the legendary Nankin.
I love the Nankin, the Gold family.
But I didn't find that much similarity except for the flatulence.
The flatulence.
I have no I know I've eaten there. I have no recollection of that. I have
That's
no.
because you had too many Wanderers
punches, and you're supposed to share them, and I don't remember doing that.
You don't remember sharing?
No, I don't remember sharing.
One of the reasons I'm glad we have cameras now, because I've never been able to tell this story without displaying it on camera. I walk in there one time, there's a guy sitting at the bar, and he's kind of doing this.
Swaying.
Yeah.
Swaying a little bit here. So got a little swaying. He's probably, I don't know, he could have been anywhere from 50 to 100. It depends on how much he was drinking that day.
I love those people.
Oh, yeah. So I'm sitting there, and I'm watching him, and he keeps going, like, just going around in circles. They bring the guy a glass and a pitcher of beer. He takes the glass and sets it aside, picks up the pitcher, and goes like this. Makes the sign of the cross with the pitcher. I'm like, what?
And that was Luis Arias as a.
Probably, yeah, exactly.
He's making his rounds.
Oh, God, we got to take a break here. Holy Christ. Sorry about that. Uncle Tommy got backed up. Ladies and gentlemen, right back right after this. You know, I've always said you can't count on 2 nice weekends in a row until mid-June in Minnesota. Well, once again, I'm right. Oh, really? That's what it says. Once again, I'm right. You like that? What better time to lose weight like I'm doing with mnfatloss.com. The program's been great for me, and I'm very serious about that. I'm about, I don't know, I might even want to lose another 30. I was going to lose about another 20, but I might go after another 30. Just, it's better for you when you get to be, Mike's age. Notice I didn't say my age because we're about the same age. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you always point out the fact that you're like 18 months younger than me.
That's correct. That's exactly right. So I've lost 17 pounds. I've been on the program for, a little over 3 weeks. I am not feeling hungry. I am feeling healthier, and I got plenty of energy. I wouldn't allow a fat loss program that isn't safe, of course. I wouldn't follow it. No way. I've got to be around to do this podcast. My name is on the show, so you know how that goes. I'm proving that you can, if you lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a couple of months, you need to do yourself a favor. Check out the program at mnfatloss.com. Of course, results may vary, but I am losing weight and I feel great. And by the way, it's not hard at all. It's just the program makes you be responsible and not in a bad way. If you just want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks like I'm doing, that's about a pound of fat every day, by the way. No exercise required. To schedule your free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com. And please tell them that Tom Barnard sent you. Hi, this is Tom Barnard. If you've been listening, you know I'm a fan of Nissan vehicles. I own an Altima. My son and daughter-in-law both own Nissans, and we bought them all at Walser Nissan stores here in the Metro. They hang their hats in Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. So why is Walser different than other Nissan stores? And why should you absolutely go there this month? Tell them I personally sent you to lease or buy your next vehicle. First, there's Walser Care, a complimentary powertrain warranty that will keep you covered for miles to come for free at Walser Nissan. This month, you can score 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Nissans, or you can lease the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder S for only $269 a month. You'll need to tell them you want the Tommy B deal, of course. That's understood. So, not just Nissan, but Walser Nissan, Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. Don't forget to let them know the Tom Barnard family sent you and ask for the Tommy B deal. Go to walser.com and select the Walser Nissan store nearest you.
$269 per month for 24 months. 10,000 miles per year. $5,900 due at signing. VIN PC 261725.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I just read something, and I don't know what this means. Wasn't Caribou Coffee started in Minnesota?
Yeah, I believe so.
I thought so.
Mhm.
I thought so. And it says here, Caribou Coffee looks to expand through franchises, more Minnesota locations. Well, it started here. What? That's kind of weird.
It's also like it's everywhere. Okay, Mr.
Oh, your bookie's
Popular.
Oh, what, the Twins?
No.
It's 7.5. Wow.
There you go.
I got to put the under there.
I thought you were honest, guy. I thought it was your heart monitor.
I did not sound like it was a phone. Also, and I mean this in a positive way, I feel like caribous are everywhere, right?
Yeah. Well, how many more can they have?
Yeah, I don't know.
I like caribou. Don't
Me
get
too.
me
No, it's good.
Yeah,
It
good
is
for them.
But I thought the same exact thing. There are tons of them, more Minnesota locations. God bless you. Maybe they mean out of state or something.
Well, they've always been
Outstate, I mean.
talking a lot about expanding out of state, and I think to some extent they have, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know much about that either.
Not enough. I want my coolers.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go.
Yeah, Caribou is pretty damn good.
10 out of 10.
And no doubt about a little coffee, get you jacked up. I can't imagine you drinking coffee in the morning.
I bought her some
Because you're
today.
a psycho. No wonder she's so nuts.
Yeah, this is the last thing she needs.
Oh, way to go.
first off.
Way to go, Allie.
It's like giving a kid sugar.
Okay, I will not have any of you telling me
True
what I
story.
will consume.
True story.
And I have coffee every single day. Remember, I've spilt it in my purse many times.
3 times in one day, as a matter of fact.
Like 3 times in
The
one show.
trifecta.
No, I
Right.
believe that.
It was
Yep.
a rough one.
Honest to God, I just love it. That's what thanks a lot. Bringing in coffee
Yeah.
to
Hey,
her.
I just wanted everyone to have a lot of energy today.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me say something.
I love today. There's nothing you can do that will make me not love today. We have Ali and Gelfand plus Tom Barnard and
Oh, yeah.
Rudy.
Nice try.
All in one
Nice
spot.
try. Did you eat your Ollie today? Oh, you did? Okay,
Yep.
good. Glad to hear it.
This is
Puts her in a
Tom's.
better mood.
Yeah, he bought me happy. Well, you got him as well. We both take these little happy meds.
You guys literally take happy pills?
Yeah.
No, they're not pills. They're little gummies.
Yeah, they're little wormies. And he every day he'll
Give me
go,
one of those
you
bad
can have
boys.
2. Yeah. Two's a serving.
Are you sure? You just don't think I need
You know what? I forgot to bring. I brought us a bottle of hemp gummies too. And they're in the car.
Wow.
Damn it! I forgot to bring them in. I didn't bring them in. No, they're nowhere around.
But you know it's a bad sign when you're, I don't know, I was going to call you my boss, but I don't know if I can call you that.
I'm not your boss. I
I
would have
don't-
fired you long ago. if I was
True
your
that.
boss.
True
You
that.
know, this is 25 years at the former station,
Yeah.
and a lot of good times. A lot of good times. But I have to say, and there's no offense to anybody on that show, because I there were at least one person at any time I liked, and
Well, that's nice to
well,
hear.
you know,
a
I
good
think
ratio.
it was
Good
just
news.
getting up that early in the morning.
Yes, I do
That had a lot to
understand.
do with it.
Yep.
But here I'm pretty well rested. I've never been in all those years. I was never been in a setting as happy as this one.
This one?
Yeah.
Not not in the past 10 years.
Right? No, not in the last 35 years for me.
No, it's honestly that's what because we removed the one thing that I just love about any job, management.
Yeah.
There will be no management to this show, and it's never going to happen. Doesn't mean I don't work with people at Hubbard because we're partners in this deal.
Oh yeah.
You know, they and I own the show, so it's a nice thing and all the rest of it. But I literally name one general manager that you were fond of.
Well, you know, the one who was required to fire me and then rehire me. I actually liked her, and even the process. You know, she called me and she said, you know, okay, you know, I'm tearing up your contract. I'm giving you a new one, and you're going to work half the hours. I said, yeah, that's okay. And she said, and you're not going to get any benefits anymore. And I said, I quit. And she said, okay, you can have benefits, but I'm mad at you for asking for them.
Was that a little short woman?
Yeah.
That's right.
But I liked her. The fact is, I liked her. She was honest, you know. I knew she didn't like doing what she was doing. And that was okay.
I didn't like her doing it either, so we had that.
I liked the guy that gave us cookies that were free from the airplane.
Oh,
Who was that?
rough.
A general manager that did that?
Yeah.
Really?
God, I must not have worked there at that time because I didn't even get a damn cookie.
You did.
Oh, well, do you remember the time you told this story about your birthday cake that was bought?
Yeah.
This was a rough one. This is one of the bleakest, saddest stories ever.
Tell the story.
No, you have
I'm
to.
not telling the story.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I'll tell
He
you.
goes, all
right. Fine.
Tom's miserable,
I
so
get
this
it.
should be good.
All right, so Tom comes in for his birthday, and he's, thought it was very thoughtful. The station had got him a cake. They did the whole happy birthday thing, and he was like, wow, this is actually really thoughtful and nice, and I appreciated it. And then when he got his check, the next check he got, they had taken out like $35 for the birthday cake.
Oh, that's not true. That
They
cannot be
Oh,
true.
that's a fact. I had to pay for my own birthday cake.
That's a sitcom.
Now, I got to tell you something.
I know.
I do understand that in the 37 years I was there, I only made him a little over $1 billion.
Sure. Well, that doesn't count.
Had a 30 share, making 35 million a year at one radio station, and they made me pay for my own cake.
And then we were able to eat.
That's radio in a nutshell.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But were you able to eat it too?
No, I don't eat things after I shove them up somebody's ass.
As a small guy, radio stations only buy extra large T-shirts.
Do they really?
That's it. That's all they do. So
Really?
I had a
That's
radio.
true.
I had a radio station that would get pissed because I'd have to go out and do appearances, and I wouldn't wear any clothing that had the logo. And they're like, "You have to." I'm like, "I look like a toddler who doesn't know how to dress himself."
You look like a nightshirt.
Yeah, I said,
I could see
why don't
that.
you guys go ahead and buy me a medium-sized T-shirt and I'll wear it? And they refused. The $11 it would have cost them. So I went.
$11.
Yeah. So I went out and I bought my own damn T-shirt and I sent it to him and then still refused to wear it. I was like, see, it's the principle of it. It's going to hang in my closet because you guys won't freaking pay the $11 for me to wear a shirt with your logo on it.
Bastards.
Damn it.
Bastards.
The worst.
We got to hit the. Now I have to ask you a question. So if I did work for a general manager now, who would the general manager be?
You.
Oh, I would be the general manager. Yeah. So now I have to hate myself.
Which is on par.
I've been doing it for years.
I've been working really hard. No, because Amy Daniels is great to work with. Dan
Sure.
Seaman's great to work with. I've known Ginny forever, so I don't have a boss, but I like to work with them. They're not. Is it the fact that they're not my boss is why they're so pleasant?
Might be one reason. The other reason might be that they want to succeed.
That would be a good idea. No, what Mike just said is absolutely true. Working, and Ali, you brought it up the minute you got in here. Working for the Hubbards is a whole, and I'm not sucking up to anybody. I don't have to do that,
Yeah.
But working for the Hubbards is a whole different experience.
It
very
really is.
pleasant. It's very pleasant.
Yeah.
Unlike having to say goodbye because it's 10:01.
Aww.
It's very sad at this point. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow, however.